Why is it?
There we go. Hey.
Hey.
We're here.
What's up, family?
Hello,
We're old.
everyone. We're whole like third graders now.
Oh
It's
my
crazy.
goodness. I remember when Aminata turned 8, and I was like, that's a lie. And now we're 8?
We're coming up real close, like that close to like a decade, which is very. I don't really want to think about that quite yet, but
Good Lord. I was invited to my niece's, because my niece's birthday was today. I always forget that they collide until the day of. And she's turning 7. I'm like, this thing.
We're just out here.
This business.
It's just out here.
It's just out here. It's crazy.
So welcome everyone to our birthday live stream. We are celebrating 8 years of Black Nerds Create, which, as we've already said, is crazy. In case you don't know who we are at this juncture, I'm Bayana, co-founder of Black Nerds Create.
I'm Robin, co-founder. I'm just along for I was along for the ride. I was there and I was like, okay. And this is like this is the story of a girl who did not think long term.
Oh my god.
But I am also a co-founder.
We're here. We're together. Co-founding.
Deb is in the chat.
Hey Deb. Woo.
Hey Deb.
If you are subscribed to our newsletter, then you got a little email from Deb today.
Oh. So as y'all know, Black Nerds Create is a collective of Black nerds making content through the lens of fandom and creation. You may know us from things, your favorite things, such as Black Fantasy Podcast Wizard Team, Tolkien Black Folk. You don't know me from there, but you know everyone else from there, because I do not go there purposefully. Our quick quills, writing sprints, and more.
So many things.
That, Delia, that's exactly what I was singing in my head. I love that you get me. This is okay. One of the things that we're happy about is in 8 years, we got things like a Bay friend. We got Delia who gets me. We got Stacy with the books in the chat. So we've been out here growing and making friends. Yeah. So
yeah. So real quick before, we have some time before our first guest, so we can just talk. But also, we want to announce something. We want to let y'all know about a thing that's about to happen. Pretty much as soon as now. It's gonna happen. It's gonna start now. As soon as I tell you what it is. So we are launching our baddie road trip. Now, and it is a summer-long quest to get us to $1,000 a month on Patreon. So we're super excited to do this. We're gonna have lots of fun content. There's a whole roadmap thing that Delia designed, and we'll have when we hit certain milestones, we'll get to release cool content. When we hit side quests, we'll release content and community events. And so we're trying to grow our Patreon, our baddies, our BNC baddies is what we call y'all, so that we can provide more content, but also on the trip to do that, in the journey to do that, we're going to have some really fun stuff popping off. So if that is something that you're interested in and sounds fun and cool, you should become a patron, become a BNC baddie at patreon.com/blacknerdscreate. You can find all of those, you can become a patron or a baddie at any tier. Regardless of which tier you pledge at, you'll get all the content that we drop. You also get you get a Discord, little channel within our community where you can hang out, and lots of fun stuff. Yeah, super excited about that.
Become a baddie, because Bayana and Delia work really hard on all of this BNC stuff. Look at this like little glow up background that we have on this stream. That, someone made that. Her name is Delia. And it takes time and effort. And so baddies allow us to do these things. And so it allows us to grow and stick around for 8 years. It's amazing. Since we have some time, and this live stream, we're going to be playing some games and whatnot, some stuff. I have been currently reading a lot of Kindle Unlimited. If you're in the Discord, you've seen that, like, I've been on a reading tear. Has it been great works of art? Sometimes. Sometimes it is what it is, but it's been entertaining. It's been a rush. I recently found, and if you're in the Discord, you know this too, because I was super excited about it. I recently found these urban fantasy stories in this Midwestern town called Magiford. Magiford is in between Milwaukee and Chicago. They've got wizards and vampires and fae and werewolves, and they all coincide, and magic is dying. They have elves. And at first I was like, elves aren't better than anyone. And then I was like, oh, these are like the Lord of the Rings elves, not the like elves that I'm used to. And
the Lord of the Rings elves aren't better than anyone either. They just think they are.
They're just like powerful, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. They were all like, oh, he's an elf. And I was like, he's an elf. And I was like, oh no, this is a big deal. So the first, I randomly found these, it's like, I'm on my 3rd trilogy. So I'm on like number 9.
That's nine books.
I'm on the 9th book of like this trilogy and they're all like 3 distinct stories. I think there's a werewolf one that I haven't found yet. So I haven't started yet. I'm excited about. My question to you, Bayana, is, so in the first book, there was what they call a shadow, and she looks like a regular old house cat, but she has like immunity to certain magic, but like healing magic works for her, but like you can't use magic against her. And they were like the sworn enemies of elves because they could find them and catch them and kill them, I guess. And she meets an elf and they fall in love. There was a wizard who is now married to a vampire. Wizard's a human, but they have elemental magic. The fae, I'm on the fae story right now. If you lived in Magiford and you had to be a werewolf, a fae, an elf, a vampire, a wizard, a vampire slayer, and a werewolf hunter, there's also shifters. A dragon.
Dang, they got the hunters and they can't just live by themselves in there. The vampires and werewolves can't just.
So there's not that many of them. So what happened was a vampire and a wizard way back in the olden days. They, and then vampire slayers were born. So they've got a bit of, specialized magic. They're not as good as wizards, but they're very specialized in slaying vampires. I haven't met one of them yet, and we're kind of meeting one, but like I just know that they exist. There is a dragon shifter who runs basically like this like warehouse bank thing, and in one of the books I was reading, they like did a heist. It was a sanctioned heist, and they have like people that come in to like try to break into a vault to make sure that they know where the like problems are in the vault, so the bank knows that they're coming. It was one of those. Okay. So
this is so much.
A lot. It's a lot. Like that's it. It's a lot. So what did I say? I said, would you rather be an elf, a werewolf, a vampire, a wizard, a fae, a dragon shifter, a vampire slayer? If you could live in Magiford, a shadow, where are you going?
I'll probably like not to be predictable, but I'd probably be a dragon shifter. Yeah, that also makes me think of Elsie from Amari and the Night Brothers.
Yeah,
she's great.
Oh, she is
the best
great
friend that anyone has ever had.
Yes.
If you do not know who Elsie Rodriguez is, you haven't been listening to Wizard Team. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
But also, you can just go listen to it. It's fine. And also just read Amari and the Night Brothers.
Elsie Rodriguez is the truth. We stand her.
Yeah, might be one of the best friends I've ever read.
Definitely. Unmatched. Deb would be a fae. I knew that's why you're my bae friend and my fae friend. My bae fae friend.
Stop.
I'm,
which would you be?
So I thought I would be a fae, but like reading about these shadows are pretty cool. I mean, she's like spooked by everything, which is hilarious. But if you know me and like if you ever like walked into a room that I was in quietly and saw the way that I like jump, I don't like the idea that I would like shift into a house cat, but like I just like the idea that she's like kind of under the radar, but then also like is really powerful because like her, like if you're a dragon shifter, it takes time to shift and like a lot of magic, but she just like blinks and she's a cat and blinks and she's a human. And in this world, say I'm walking around and I got my backpack on and I got a 7-Eleven like slushie or whatever, and I shift into a cat. When I shift back into a human, I still got my slushie, I still got my backpack, I'm not naked. I got all the clothes that I was wearing on. Like, that magic is pretty tight. And like if you accidentally get, you know, picked up by the Humane Society and then fostered by an elf, you might fall in love. Spoiler alert.
I mean, it makes me what was I gonna say? It makes me think of can't say a whole lot about it, but I did like one of the books the book I wrote has like shapeshifters in it, and I also did not want to have to deal with like having to think about like where do their clothes go, where do the thing that they're holding and all that. So I was like, doesn't matter when they turn back to human. They still have those things because I don't even want to have to. And I think in certain like situations, it would make sense to like try to figure that out, but I didn't feel like it. So
yeah, and Mercy Thompson, which is another one of my fave like urban fantasies, she is she has to be naked, and there are times in which she shifts in like she also has that like blink of an eye shift thing that werewolves and stuff don't, but like she shifts and she like trips on her bra because she hasn't fully. And I think that those are like really fun like parts of, you know, like world building and stuff. But I was super excited about the idea of just like accidentally getting adopted by another creature and then being like fully cognizant, fully like self-aware, being like, oh wait, shit, I'm a cat. Cats don't care. Oh God. So yeah, that was
my goodness, how strange.
Yeah.
All right,
if it would be a vampire, that's cool.
That's
cool. And that is on brand.
Yeah. All right, let's bring on our first guest. I'm very excited. Let me add. Hi, friends.
Hello.
I don't know how much you heard of that, like very chaotic conversation. I don't know what Robin's reading. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like,
I caught a little bit of it, and I'm like, maybe I should read that because I do.
I will sit Kindle Unlimited, and you find some like you just be like, oh, whatever, I'll try it. I hated the fact that I got Kindle Unlimited, but my job at the time paid for it, so I was like, whatever. Because every time I saw Kindle Unlimited, I was like, you mean the library? I could just go to the library. But there's a lot of like self-published stuff that like you find some crazy stuff that you wouldn't know about. And I'm 9 books in.
I mean, I love an urban fantasy, and I definitely feel like a lot of the mainstream publications are like lack imagination about all things you can do because it's mostly white people. It's like, you could be doing so much more cool things.
Yeah. This is unfortunately still white people, but it's doing some interesting things I haven't seen. Not unfortunately, but
well, on that note, how about y'all introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I will go first. I'm like, where am I looking at my camera? I'm sorry. I'm like, it is the evening for me, so I'm just like, what is happening? I'm Jessie Blount. My pronouns are she, they, and I am one half of #Ruthless Productions, of many podcasts, like formerly the Gaily Prophet, but now the Gaily Planet, where we talk about other media that we like in a hilarious way. So
I'm Lark Malachi Gray. I'm the other half of #Ruthless Productions. And yeah, similarly very stoked about our newest project. Our 5th podcast, though I guess it's still technically only 4 because we are retiring one to make room for this one. So
yes, and to not completely overwork ourselves.
we might still be doing that, but
I mean, okay, fair.
Can
That's
relate. Very relatable.
What do you mean doing too much? I don't even know.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so we asked y'all to come because we have like been, I don't know what you call, like, it's weird. I don't know if we figured out, other than just like friends, like
we should it's like content creator homies, like content crew. Creator crew.
I don't know. We're friends, and
Creator
a lot of cool
companions.
Oh my god. It's very Doctor Who, so I approve.
Yeah. It's
perfect.
It's veering in that. It's nerdy. We're figuring it out. But yeah, we've done a lot of fun stuff with y'all throughout the last however many years it's been. And yeah, so we just wanted to like bring y'all on, celebrate, play a game.
I'm very, very excited about y'all's 8th birthday and excited to see 8+ more years. So,
well, yeah. I'm hoping for it. 8 years is real. Like I was not I don't know. I guess like Robin mentioned at the beginning, like not having what did you say, like long-term or like foresight or whatever.
Vision, foresight. Yeah. Any idea that 8 years ago I was like, yeah, we'll do the thing. That sounds fun. And now it's like we're still doing the thing. It's still fun,
doing the thing.
But we're still doing. I've never done anything consecutively for 8 years besides live, and like varying degrees of like aptitude with that. So
honestly,
same. The only thing I've done for more than 8 years is be with the same partner, but like I haven't even lived in one place for that long since I was like 16. So yep, feel that.
Yeah. All right. So we want to play a game of Would You Rather. Very nerdy. I don't know how difficult or this is going to be or not. So I think we'll just see where it takes us. The first one is, would you rather travel by TARDIS or a pirate ship?
I gotta go with TARDIS. And mostly because I get motion sick really easy, and I feel like one of the upsides is that unless someone is directly firing at the TARDIS, it probably is a very smooth ride.
That's real.
I feel like my question is like, where am I going? Because I think that would
determine.
Yeah, but also like I know that pirates like get in fights and stuff like that a lot, but I feel like you're much more likely to end up in a life or death situation in the TARDIS because it like does whatever. Yeah. So I might choose pirate ship just for like safety's sake. I'm not good at running, I don't think I could go in the TARDIS.
That's a really good point.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about like where you land, but while you're traveling, no, that's not even true. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Journey to the center of the TARDIS.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. You were correct. I kind of have the same thing as Jesse. Like I'm a bit motion sick. I think I'm okay on like larger boats, but I don't know. Are pirate ships more on the like cruise type ship or more on the like sailboat type ship? And I think they're more on the sailboat, right? They got the wind sail, like you're more wavy. But yeah, the running thing with the
yeah, that is true.
That's the thing. Like, I think like a pirate ship, like you have to do work. Like the TARDIS does most of the like traveling.
But it has a mind of its own and it doesn't listen to you.
That too.
Like
so there's like
you do have to do work, but if you say we're going north, the pirate ship is not sentient, so it's gonna go north. You tell the TARDIS we're going north, and it says "fuck you," I go where I want. Like,
right, you would never end up somewhere dressed for Rio where it's like cold in if you're on a pirate ship, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the TARDIS, even though I too do not run. Mostly just because I think about like the last. I don't know. It wasn't the last one I was talking about, but like a few times back, just being under the sun, and I almost like passed out. So like maybe there's like AC in the TARDIS, I assume, and so that's what I'm gonna do. Stacy in the chat says pirate ship, which is on brand. If Graham can make it, y'all can make it.
I also part of me wonders if you as a companion are like, I actually can't run. Can we just go to like a cool like alien bar on like a beach? That the TARDIS might listen to you versus the Doctor.
That's true.
How many companions have the Doctor has the Doctor had in which like nothing notable happened, and so we don't get to see those episodes because it's kind of boring. But like, you know, they did some fun stuff. They went to see a Shakespeare play and they just saw a Shakespeare play, and then they went home. There are no witches. There are no aliens.
I feel like
it must check out Van Gogh, and it was fine.
I feel like it must happen because there are episodes when it's like obviously like, oh, where do you want to go? You want to get some cool food? You want to hear a cool concert? And it's like, so there must be trips that you go
and
to
they talk,
cool
oh, we went
concert.
here, we did this, and it's like that just didn't merit a whole episode, but like, you know,
true.
Fun was had. No lives are at risk.
I would go in the TARDIS to Space Florida. Like that sounds great.
Space Florida, yeah.
Space Florida. Okay. Which universe would you rather live in? Buffy, the Buffy verse, or Our Flag Means Death?
Gotta be Our Flag Means Death.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I feel like in the Buffy universe, not being able to run is even more detrimental than not being able to run in Doctor Who on the TARDIS.
Yeah,
that's real.
So, and as cool as it would be to be a vampire, I actually don't want that life. So.
I've been terrified of vampires since I was like very young. And so I'm mostly over it, but definitely would just go with Our Flag Means Death just on the strength of that.
But I feel like there are characters in the Buffyverse that just that are just.
I just don't want to live in a universe where they're vampires. Personally,
this is true.
Just like where they exist. I'm like, no thanks.
I was trying to think, and I was like, well, Buffy's mom, but then she just disappeared. She just was gone. She
died, but of natural.
She did die, but yeah,
not of like a supernatural thing.
Yeah.
So wait, Nick is bringing up in the chat that we could get scurvy, which is. That is also a point.
Scurvy is preventable.
Yeah.
Getting tangled up in, I don't know, the mayor trying to eat you because he's a giant snake.
Yikes.
Like, slightly less preventable.
Yeah.
The mayor was a giant snake. Living in a hellmouth, but like, you could then, like, it's the Buffy verse. I could do like Angelus and move my ass to like LA
We have a theory on our podcast that you can't leave Sunnydale once you move to Sunnydale, kind of like Night Vale. And like Angel, obviously, like the powers that be
Moved him.
were manipulating his life, so like that's why he was able to get out. But it's like no one would stay here if you had a choice. So I think you're like the mayor did something, cast a spell, so it's like there's always a population of Sunnydale, and you're just out of luck once you move there.
Yikes.
Though it is also funny to think about. I don't know if you've seen those TikToks of like people living in Gotham who are like, well, the rent's real cheap. So I guess I don't really care if like Batman and Poison Ivy are duking it out outside my window.
That's real.
I mean, the rental insurance though is sky high.
Yeah.
You probably pay more in rental insurance than you do in rent.
It's probably like a pre-existing condition, like getting flood insurance. And
They're just like, we don't-
there is no
Right.
renter's insurance.
You're not covered.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Why did you move here?
I think
why
about
were you
that
born
like
here?
every time I
Yeah.
watch a superhero like movie, television show, anything. I always think about that. I'm just like, oh, that must be so expensive. Like dangerous and also just expensive just to live, not
Like,
even to be a
minding your
super.
business, and then a god of thunder ruins your car.
Mm,
Right.
What do you?
Yeah.
How do
What
how
do
do
you
you
do?
call up be like, oh, I can't pay my lease because my car got destroyed by Thor, and they're like, well, can we
Hate that
bill
for
him?
you.
No. So,
Ugh.
Ugh.
Okay. Would you rather work at Abbott Elementary or Starfleet?
Starfleet. Thank you. That was easy.
I mean, honestly, Starfleet. As much as I love the world of Abbott Elementary,
You got to deal with funding cuts. You got to deal with parents. You got to deal with bad children. You have to deal with good children with bad parents.
I
You
mean,
have
teaching
no-
is a hard and thankless job. Like,
Yeah.
I understand
It's
that.
real.
That is not my path in life.
The biggest thing that you have to worry about working at Starfleet is the fact that you eat shit. And just reminding and just like trying to like not think about that. That's like the one thing I can't really get past in the Star Trek universe is like whenever they use a replicator and I'm like, y'all are just eating shit. Like it tastes like chocolate cake and that's great. But and if the replicator is broken, whenever they figure out that the replicator is broken, is it because their chocolate cake tastes like shit? Like actual like cheese? Is that when they're like,
I mean, luckily, I feel like they usually figure
call
it out
engineering.
because something is like, you know, the like plate that it's on is a weird shape, and they're like, oh, something is
Right, so they don't have to
wrong
like
here.
Yeah.
taste it to find out.
they could just like
Yeah.
see that like, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
I
God
don't
you
know.
never
I'm
see
still-
someone like
I'm
take a bite
still-
and realize that it's broken. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Or it usually just doesn't come out. But yeah, I would choose that over working with children.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I have not quite to Ava's level, but have had or been adjacent to bosses like that. And I'm just like, I would have to leave. I would have to quit.
No, that's real. I could definitely never work under Ava.
It's really
No.
funny to think about like how entertaining Ava is. And like 90% of that is because she is not your boss. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the minute you think about the fact that like she is their boss, it becomes torture.
Yeah, I can't watch both The Office and Parks and Rec because having worked in nonprofits, I've worked in places like The Office and I've done community outreach stuff, and like the way that Parks and Rec like satires what a public, like a local government public meeting is like, is basically not satire, and it triggers
Especially
me. Where I'm like, I
during
can't watch this.
During the
Yeah.
pandemic, I was like, there were so many times when people were like showing those and being like, Parks and Rec was really a documentary, and that is, whew. Yeah.
Yikes.
Take me to the
Okay.
stars.
Let's do one last one. Would you rather have a good adaptation of one of your favorite works or a sequel or a new installment of one of your favorite like completed works?
Wow, this is hard.
I feel like it's so dependent on what it is. Like,
and who's doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because we talk all the time about how we would love to see like a visual representation of the Simon Snow series, whether that was like a comic book or, you know, a TV show or miniseries or whatever. But a lot of other stuff, I'm just so picky about like, you know, movie versions of books and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, some
Same.
sort of in-universe AU or like sequel or whatever is much safer. I'm like much more likely to enjoy it.
But it's a good adaptation, so it's something that you would enjoy. Like if you know that you're going to enjoy it. Because I am trying to get Dev Patel as Captain Wentworth, and we get this persuasion done, and it will be glorious.
I feel like, for as much as I have psychic damage from Game of Thrones, what made it a really good adaptation is that when they added bits where it's like, oh, you love the Arya and the Hound road tripping through Westeros, we're gonna give you more of that. You know, you want characters to meet that like didn't meet in the book. That's great. And I feel like that for me had like raised the bar where it's like a good adaptation where it's like we have the space to add on to things that happen in canon. And like I would love to see that for the Simon Snow series. Or actually I think for I haven't finished all of his Dark Materials HBO show, but they're doing a pretty good job.
They are.
And like, I don't know, I would love to see better adaptation of like Watership Down or something. And I think that with a good adaptation, you can kind of have room to sort of expand the universe in a way that a sequel could do. But it's always hard to say with a sequel when you're kind of like, yeah, I want more of this stuff. And then you're like, oh, I don't know where you're going with this. Like, for example, Phil Pullman's Book of Dust is much different and definitely like not what I wanted when I'm like, oh, a sequel to his Dark Materials series. And then it's like, what are you doing, my dude?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm realizing that so adaptation means like a different version, like from a book to a movie. So no remakes are being counted in this, like a movie being made again wouldn't count for it.
No,
I
don't think so. But a movie being made into like a TV show, like,
or even if it was like animated or something.
The Man Who Fell to Earth, then they did that on Showtime. That was great. So that was probably a sequel. That was a sequel. So,
yeah, that makes it harder, I think, because I feel like in general remakes, I'm like, if it was good the first time, why would you just do it again? Like leave it alone. And
it's like rarely ever bringing anything new or fresh, like a fresh perspective. It's always just like, remember all the cool bits from the first one? We're going to hit those beats again, only with CGI. And I'm like,
it's kind of like what's happening with Picard.
Like we have more money.
It's like, it's just fan service. But at a certain point, like I think Picard, like the last season of Picard, which I have not finished, don't spoil it in that thing. Like, it's not personally, I don't think it's great, but like the fan service is great. And they don't really, I don't think that they really cared. They were just like, oh, this is a story that gets us to see Geordie LaForge again and gets us to see Beverly Crusher. And like, you know what I mean? Like you can see all these people again. And so, yeah. Though the Mortal Instruments, they had that terrible movie. That was so bad that I was like, scarred for a long time. And then they did an adaptation again on TV, which I didn't watch because I was scarred from the movie, but like the TV series is still, I think it's still on. So
yeah, The Golden Compass had something very similar where it was a not good adaptation, like movie, where to the point where it's like, I think it like literally turned people away from the series, which is something I deeply love. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, and they're redoing Percy Jackson
Yeah.
too. So, all right, tight. So we're coming up on time, but we first want to talk about. I know y'all have some like really cool things coming up this summer. You have a new name for your podcast. Yeah, so like tell folks what's going on.
Yeah, so alongside the very exciting, new feed of the Gaily Planet, we're also our summer programming because it's not Hot Pirate Summer, because HBO won't give us season 2 or instead we're doing summer camp, which you have to do the arms to like put the emphasis on camp, because it means that we're talking about our favorite campy movies.
Our jazz hands also work.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, so can we get us like what's your favorite campy movie? Like what can we expect?
Yeah. Do you want to do the list, Jesse?
Yes. So we're starting off strong with John Waters' Serial Mom. Then we're doing Batman and Robin.
With the nipples.
With the nipples. But I'm a Cheerleader, which is of course another campy classic. We're also doing Debs. We're doing Rocky Horror, and I think I'm missing a couple of movies in there somewhere.
What are you at? 5? There are 6. Crybaby. We're ending with Crybaby. We're bookending with John Waters movies.
Yeah. That's great.
Both of them are not the ones that you immediately think of, because both Jesse and I have favorite John Waters movies that are not Hairspray. I don't know. But hopefully that means that we'll introduce people to Serial Mom and Crybaby. Yes. So that's exciting.
Nick, it's called the Gaily Planet. Of course the gays are gays. The gays set the lineup. They're in control here.
Yeah, and it's always just really great because, like, especially with John Waters, even when he's talking about people who are heterosexual, it is still very gay.
Love it.
So
that's super exciting.
Oh, we also are, as sort of our farewell to Harry Potter, have an open letter to HBO telling them to not create a TV adaptation because none of us want Joanna Rowling to have a bigger platform to try to stamp out trans people. So go to our website, #ruthless.com if you want to know. Wait, is it on our website?
No, bit.ly/nohptv.
I'm dropping it in the
it's in the chat.
In the chat.
Click
on if you
that.
haven't signed it yet, please do.
Yes.
Very important.
Yeah. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, it's like y'all are like 7 to 10 years too late with that.
Yeah,
like literally. When I saw the announcement, I was like, "Did we time travel? Like, what's going on here?" Like,
they decided to get the TARDIS for sure. Go back when people cared. Thank you guys so much. This was super fun. This is probably one of the shorter conversations that we've had. We should not always have a time limit because I do enjoy our meandering talks and stuff, but. We are super happy to spend a part of our birthday with you, and we cannot wait to see all of the cool stuff that you guys have coming up.
Yeah, likewise. This is so exciting. So, yay.
Hi, y'all.
Yay.
Hi, thank you.
All right. Up next, we got Delia.
Culture Black Culture.
Culture. Oh, wait. Where'd it go? Okay. Hey.
You're muted.
Muted.
Rookie. Hi, everyone. I was already in the chat, but hi again.
Hi.
I'm new here.
Really?
Yeah. So new.
First day out.
Hi, I'm Delia.
It's only her third day out here.
It's only my third day. That feels like it in some ways. I cannot believe 8 years. That's wild.
Very, very crazy. And I think again, I guess context, even though y'all probably already know, but Delia is also our CFO. She's not here for that right in the second, but she's been with us now for like,
Time.
2018, so like 4 or 5
2018?
years, something
Yeah.
like that.
Ugh.
That's
That's how that math. Yes,
that's
that's
a
correct.
long time.
Ooh, I don't.
But before we will get into all of that later, and when the rest of the team shows up. But Delia is here right now as the host of Culture by Culture.
Yeah.
So tell us what that is.
Oh, Culture by Culture is my new podcast, my first solo project. Ooh, very exciting. It's a lot of work. It's a podcast that is a multi-dimensional exploration into Black and Asian pop cultural ties. It's a lot of fun. I also do content over on Instagram. I think I put that in the chat earlier. It's also my display name right now. It's been a whole lot of fun. I really just noticed in my own life over time, being a nerd in nerd spaces, and specifically a Black nerd, like a lot of people have come to Asian pop culture, different media, but a lot of Black people have found interest in this thing. And I just always found that curious, like, how is that possible? But likewise, I think a lot of, like, especially when you look at the diaspora and like Asian immigrants, like they resonate a lot with Black culture. And yes, that's partly because Black culture just pops off. But like I always wondered why. And so that kind of led me down this rabbit hole and asking questions, and realized eventually, like, this is just a podcast, isn't it? So we got a podcast now.
Love it. So when you were talking about this, I was like so stuck on like, I don't do any of this. I didn't grow up watching anime. I didn't grow up like, I still don't really listen to K-pop. I was like, I don't understand. And then when I like paid attention, when you like actually pay attention, like it is so pervasive. And like I said all of this stuff, and then like immediately, like I was babysitting my 1-year-old niece, and I was like, play with Totoro. And I was like, well, that is that. So
That is that.
And like, yeah, it's like even in like ways in which you don't realize, like there is something there. And thanks to Delia, I watched my first K-drama and
You're
learned
welcome.
about
Same.
and like I think still like my only one, because I don't think I finished the other one. Sorry. But
right.
Found out the like brilliance that is the second male lead, found out the brilliance that is Korean coats, Korean fashion in K-dramas. What are you kind of like hoping, and then we'll get into our game, but like what are you kind of like hoping people come to like learn or appreciate by listening to the podcast?
Two things really. First, I would like them to walk away more thoughtful fans of the thing. Like, I think it's fine to be a casual fan, but I think especially when you're participating in cultural exchange, there is, well, I don't want to spoil it. That's too soon. Never mind. Almost spoiled something. But we need to have these conversations and be thoughtful when we're engaging with cultures that aren't our own. Not even just pop culture, like thinking of people who live in maybe big metropolitan areas that are diverse. I think sometimes we could take for granted that we are surrounded by these different cultures. I'd like people to learn to be Amani, that's what we call a tease. My bad, y'all. I thought about the calendar. I was like, no, that's too early. But I would like people to be more thoughtful with the way they engage, and less fearful too, because I think a lot of the problems with social media, it could be a great tool. That's partly how we're discovering cultures more often. But I think also it's just so punitive online. Like, you need to be perfect immediately all the time, as if we all were born perfect, when none of us were. But that is kind of how the conversation goes online. And so I would like to take that fear away and just encourage people, like, if you're going to participate in cultural exchange, if you do it thoughtfully, that's all you need to do. You're going to mess up, but that's okay, because that's how you learn. I think in one of the episodes that hasn't aired yet, I talk about my memory of messing up, which was in 6th grade for me, was like the time I became aware of, oh, I should be more thoughtful about this. I can't just, wildly go forth into these cultures. And luckily for me, A, that's 6th grade, that's forever ago, and B, I was not online. So, and it wasn't anything terrible, but it would have been embarrassing, but that's not, saved for the world to see. So I would like people to be able to mess up without fear and learn and do better. The second thing is I do want to promote and foster the solidarity between the two groups. That's always been there. There's always been solidarity. There's been activists. People are talking about right now, Ron DeSantis approved like teaching AAPI history, which is just silly. All it's doing is trying to increase that divide. But it's wild because how are you going to teach it? You cannot teach AAPI history without teaching Black history, because all the movements in AAPI history were at least supported by, if not modeled after, Black movements or done in coalition with Black movements. So anyways, I'd like to foster that through pop culture, because I think pop culture is something that's really unifying that we can all come together around, and that's an easy starting point, and then people can go from there.
Love it. Okay, so this game we're gonna play. We're gonna play One Gotta Go.
I'm also part of the BNC team, so I know what's coming, and I'm not excited about it. Let's
go. Okay, so first up we have Naruto, Sailor Moon, and Inuyasha. These were
made to hurt.
They were.
Yeah.
There's only wrong answers. That's what's wild. One has to go. Like it never existed, or it existed and now it's gone forever.
What's the difference? That you got to watch it once?
Yeah.
And can never watch it again. I think it existed and it's gone forever. Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh, people are going to hate me.
Better.
People are going to hate me that it's got to be Sailor Moon for me. But I will caveat, I watched that recently as an adult, so it's not like formative for me personally. So it's easier to be like I would hate to not be able to ever watch it again. But yeah, I can't never watch Naruto again, and I definitely can't never watch Inuyasha again. Sorry. I would rather keep them all though. So good thing we can.
I guessed that one, but I was also like, I don't know if I'm gonna be surprised. Next one, avatars, Aang, Roku, and Kyoshi.
This one's easy. This one we could switch it to they never even existed, because Roku gotta go. Here's the thing.
Agreed.
In the story, like he's kind of interesting, like when you're watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. But firstly, Aang is my son. He can't go. Secondly, Kyoshi, never in my life.
Kyoshi could never go.
Never ever.
Kyoshi
never
could
ever.
Never go.
Roku can. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares about Roku? He didn't even stop his best friend from being a tyrant. Like, who cares? Do better.
Okay.
Indictment.
Streaming sites. Viki, Crunchyroll, Netflix.
Here's another one. Oh my gosh. Oh, the way I hate it out here. Why did I agree to come on? I hate this. Great question. Crunchyroll. It was never going to be Viki. That was never going to happen. Netflix has more variety. Like it has anime and K-dramas and other shows. If I ever watch them, I don't. But if I did, they are also on there. So I got to keep Netflix. So Crunchyroll is too limited. And frankly, their player kind of sucks. Like if you try to watch on anything that isn't a desktop, it's not good. So maybe they've updated it within the last 6 months, but the last time I watched something, it was still not good. Sorry.
Yeah. I would have to say Crunchyroll because I'm not paying for it. I accidentally, I think in our group chat saw me like freak out because I paid for Viki for another year. Have only watched one K-drama on there.
Oh shit!
And
Am I paying for
I was
this?
like, oh snap! I like this
Well,
money
if
came
y'all
out of
are
my account.
paying,
I'm paying for it for the year, so I am gonna have to because I paid for it. I'm gonna have to.
see,
gonna
Nicole
have to go ahead and
confirmed that.
watch them.
Nicole confirmed that Crunchyroll is still a mess. So yeah, I don't feel bad. Crunchyroll can go on that alone.
That's real. That's real. Okay, next one. I did look because again, have not fully watched.
I was gonna pull up
K-dramas.
pictures if y'all did. Did you?
I did Google pictures, but I'll probably have to do it again because it was like while I was writing the names. So Ji Chang-wook, Park Hyung-sik, or Park Seo-joon.
Okay, here's the thing. I hate this. So for people who don't know,
I'm saying, do we need to share screen?
Yeah. I don't know if I can. Can I share my screen? Do I have that option? Yes, I do.
Be able to.
You do, present.
Share screen window. This one. Okay, let's get into it. This is important. Can y'all see my screen?
Oh wait, here, let me add.
There we go. Okay, this is Park Seo-joon. You might have seen him in Itaewon Class. You might have seen him and She Was Pretty. What's Wrong with Secretary Kim? That's a popular one. He is fantastic. He's also coming to Marvel, as you can see over here.
Ooh, long hair.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
Zoom in on the long hair.
It's a YouTube video, but yeah, he's gonna be there. So I think he's gonna be a baddie. I don't know anything about Marvel, but you know what? Okay. Now let's talk about Ji Chang-wook. He is just a very beautiful man. What do you want from me? He was in my second K-drama, and he was in Suspicious Partners, Healer, The Sound of Magic. So good. And then Park Hyung-sik, who is great too. He's in Strong Woman Do Bong Soon. I think that's right. There's Strong Girl Bong Soon. It's down there. He was in Happiness. He was in the Suits adaptation over in Korea. He was in Juror 8. I have watched basically everything he's been in. So it can't be him because everything I've ever watched him in, he is such a good actor. Like, I don't know a lot about acting, but I know how actors can make me feel. And those actors, like, anytime you're like, I'm not somebody who gets emotional when I watch stuff, but when they get upset and you're like, oh no, bad things are happening. That's how you know. So he's too great of an actor.
Who's going?
Yeah, we're working to it.
We woke Luna up. Luna's like, I need an answer. Luna said
the chat got? The chat got nothing. Okay, I guess honestly, I guess Ji Chang-wook. I'm gonna say he's got to go. He's my favorite, which sounds weird. Like, why is he got to go then if he's your favorite? Well, he picks bad projects. Honestly, his projects are my favorite. So
for him,
yeah, it is what it is. So there you go. There's my reasoning. I hated that.
Folks in the chat are asking about. I'm pretty sure that's because I'm pretty sure they're calling him Slap Daddy, and I think that has to do with Squid Game, which means they're talking about Gongyu.
Oh yeah.
He couldn't be in that because he's not going.
Yeah, he's not going. That's not a conversation. That's yeah. It's Gongyu. He's a beautiful man. Love that man. Go watch Coffee Prince and Goblin and Train to Busan.
Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but I saw enough.
Right. Yeah, it was great. Last one.
I don't remember the last one. Okay.
Legend of Zelda, Animal Crossing, or
Katamari.
That one.
Well. Okay. I guess it's got to be it's got to be Katamari. Though all three of these were very formative to who I am as a person. and I have replayed them all. Na 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 na. Yeah, as Deb said, fantastic soundtrack. But I don't even know why it's got to go. Because when I think about it, I'm like, these all feel on the same tier. I can't explain it. But if I have to choose one, I guess because they're not still making stuff. I think that's why. I think that's the thing. Like, it's equally as formative for me, but Zelda and Animal Crossing are still out here. And so if I have to get rid of one, who's still giving me content?
That's fair.
That is fair. I love that. Well thought out.
All right. So, before we move on, can you let folks know what you got coming up this summer, and where they can find Culture by Culture?
Great point. You can find Culture by Culture at Culture X Podcast on Instagram or Twitter. You can also go to culturexpodcast.com. Subscribe to our podcast from there, wherever you get your podcast, or follow, or whatever it is called on your player of choice. That's really cool. We've had really cool episodes so far, and I've got
Dad.
Yeah,
I
my
almost
dad was my
died of
first
cute.
episode. Everybody thought it was super cute. Highly recommend that episode. I've done an episode with Mooney's Club host, Sailor Victoria. I had Black Girl Soul on. If you really like that K-drama, sneak peek into talking about K-dramas. That was last week's episode. And I have really cool episodes coming up. I've recorded some of my favorite episodes so far, and I have stuff scheduled. It's gonna be so cool. I'm so excited. Y'all should really get in now while it's cool to do so. There's also a Patreon. When people sign up, I will be posting stuff, so you could go to find us on Patreon. I think it's /Culture by Culture. It's on my website though, so you can find it there. That's it.
Bet. All right. So next up.
Thank you, Dahlia. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
Like, literally, you're gonna see me in a minute.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Yeah. 2 seconds. Next up, we have some friends from Fandom Forward. Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good evening or good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
Great.
We're it's our birthday.
We're old.
We're old. I know.
We are all
My head hurts, but other than that.
Yeah, so first, just want to have y'all introduce yourselves real quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I'll go first. Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah, and I'm the campaigns director at Fandom Forward. And I've been around Fandom Forward since 2015 as a volunteer first, and now as campaigns director. So I know we're going to talk about this more, but it's been so cool to see like the bond between our organizations grow over the years.
And my name is Sabrina Carton. I am the co-chair or co-president of the board of directors at Fandom Forward. I'm also the host of Fandom Forward's one and only podcast, Fandom Made Me, formerly called Shireside Chats, but unlike Black Nerds Create, we didn't keep our Hobbit Lord of the Rings name because people didn't get it. So very much.
Oh, it was such a good name.
It was a great name.
I know, but
It was a great name.
it's like it's not about Lord of the Rings. So I'm like, but I want to ask you a question. Who do you think would win, all of you as an 8-year-old organization or a group of 8-year-olds?
A group of 8-year-olds.
Group of 8-year-olds.
I'm tired just thinking about a group of 8-year-olds.
I have
quit.
to. Yeah, I was gonna say I get run down by 1 10-year-old, so I would definitely lose so quick. Tight. So yeah, so we've been. Oh, okay. So I don't even know when Robin got that first.
Can we just also, I think I've told this story before, either on one of our live streams or one of Fandom Forward's live streams, but like were we at a con or there was just an email or something and I freaked out. I was like, y'all know who we are? And it was amazing.
Aww.
I was like, I've been following Fandom Forward from a distance, because you know we were formerly fandom adjacent 9 years ago, I guess. And we started, and then we were like, boom,
we're in here.
We're in here. So I like knew, and it was always like, and then it was just like, oh, Fandom Forward is like 5 people in a trench coat, and
Right.
I like, you know, like nonprofits are small and scrappy, but like it just felt so much bigger, and it was just really cool, and I was excited, and they knew who we were, and then we've been, and y'all knew whatever. Yeah. I don't know how that works when we're talking about org. The org knew the org, and then we've been org buddies ever since.
It's a mutual crush, mutual friendship.
Yeah.
But also, I think we're 18? Are we 18 or 19 right now, Sarah? I can't do math.
I think we are 18 turning 19.
Okay. So you think that we were like the older sibling, the cool 18-year-old sibling with the 8-year-old sibling, but really we are 2 8-year-olds. Let's see if I can do math. 2 8-year-olds, 2 3/4-year-old in the trench coat, and you put a tiny baby on top. All baby.
Yeah.
Very tall baby.
So that's us.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna play this game. It can go a lot of ways, and I feel like we can kind of choose. So it's two truths and a lie, if I can say it out. And so I'm thinking it can either be about Fandom Forward as an organization, it can be about you, it can be about our partnership. I have to think too, because Robin, you have to come up with one as well.
What?
Yes.
No, I thought that because you know why? Because when like Delia's game came up, and I was like, I'm no part of that. I don't know. I don't even know what those words mean. And so I just kind of figured I didn't have to do this one either. Okay.
And you know what's really funny is I didn't think of one, even though I like wrote that down. I never took the time to be like, oh, I'm gonna prepare my mind beforehand. So we're all in the same boat, I guess.
So we just need to come up with 2 truths and 1 lie in our own heads, and it can be about any of those things you listed.
Yes. You, the org, the Fandom Forward BNC org crush. Okay.
You're good? You got one?
Yeah. I was a terrible volunteer for Fandom Forward. At one point, I helped with the Black Panther toolkit. Damn it. Wait, no, I had one. I helped with the Black Panther toolkit, and I have never met anyone from Fandom Forward in real life.
Okay. I can't. I'm not going to guess because I already know.
I'm going to guess the lie is that you were a terrible volunteer, because I can't imagine that.
I think the lie has to be that you've never met anyone in real life. Not that I'm saying that I agree that you were a terrible volunteer, but I think that one is the lie, the last one.
You took too long.
I had it in my head and then I totally forgot it when I was trying to think about the name of the toolkit. I have met Fandom Forward members in real life at Gonda Granger Leadership Academy. I was a really bad volunteer, so like I didn't really have a thing, and so I just like emailed Katie and I was like, I don't know, man, I'm gonna do this thing. And then I have ADHD, and because I didn't have like a set volunteer thing, I just kind of like stopped. I did it for like a couple of weeks, maybe a month, and then I just stopped. I can't even tell you, DJ, because I had made up my own position and then I didn't do it. So
I feel like I vaguely remember this because I think I was volunteering around the
Yeah.
same time. And I think it was like something very vague that was like community what you're really good at, but like we just didn't have like a good plan for it. And yeah, community manager or something like that.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like trying to do like internal comm, like let all the volunteers know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think I didn't have a good plan. I didn't have a plan at all. I just was in my org crush.
You were like, yeah, I'll do it. And then that was it.
I have my two truths and a lie. Should I go?
Yes.
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead.
All right. 1, I have been volunteering with Fandom Forward since 2012. 2, Fandom Made Me, the Fandom Forward podcast that I host, just received a small grant from the Ford Foundation. And number 3, Jeff Goldblum crashed my wedding.
Ooh.
Whoa.
See, that last one is so wild that it makes me think that it's not, that it's the truth.
I think it's the first one. What was the first one again?
The first one was I've been volunteering with Fandom Forward since 2012.
That also seems really realistic. I'm going to say it's the first one because I think Jeff Goldblum would totally crash a wedding. And that's so specific.
Yeah, Sabrina knows everyone in the world. I have learned, so I totally believe that Jeff Goldblum would crash your wedding. I'm gonna say it's the second one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Bayana, what's your?
I'm gonna say the first one because it could be earlier, it could be later. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because Sarah would have gotten an email from me jumping up and down.
Yeah.
But the lie was my podcast for Fandom Forward, Fandom Made Me, has not received a grant from the Ford Foundation. We have not received any grant funding for the podcast yet. The podcast is about to hit 6 months, and if anyone would like to support the podcast, obviously that would be very welcome. But right now it's a dream. We're
manifesting. We're putting it out there.
We're putting it out there for real.
The first one, so I have been with the organization for 11 years, although not, it was kind of on and off after a few years, and then I came back. I worked with Linda Carter, and I sort of brought her in to do a nonpartisan toolkit called Vote for Love and Justice with Wonder Woman around the 2020 election, which was really fun. And that's kind of how I kind of got back into the organization and fan activism a few years ago. And the third one is absolutely true. It's not because I knew Jeff Goldblum. It's because we got married in New York and he just happened to be where we were. So he sang Sunrise, Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof. And it was the funniest, like the best.
Wow.
I was like, this is the best day of my life. And this is the funniest, like objectively the funniest thing that could have happened.
That's so great. I love though that Jeff Goldblum has such a brand that we were all like, no, that one is
that one's true.
That's the one that we all know is true.
Yeah,
absolutely correct. And I go around. I do know a lot of celebs and influencers, and I go around like preaching the good word of fan activism. I'm like as I'm like knocking down doors and talking about fan activism very annoyingly.
Love it.
Okay, I think I have mine ready.
Okay.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so number 1, Fandom Forward and Black Nerds Create have co-organized and are continually co-organizing a coalition of 10 or so fan organizers. That's my first one. That's something we do together. Mm-hmm. 2, in the past, we co-organized oh my gosh, I just realized I was writing these as if the audience was guessing, not
That's
as
fine.
if you all were guessing.
Y'all guess.
They are guessing in the chat.
Okay. You can just pretend that you don't know anything. 2, we co-organized an in-person weekend-long conference together, like a full conference. And 3, Black Nerds Create hosted a writing workshop for Fandom Forward's Book Defenders campaign last year.
These
Wait,
all
what was
sound-
I know these.
What was the second one?
That we no, you say it because it's your
that we
reason why.
co-organized like a full weekend long in-person conference together.
So the lie is that we co-organized a full in-person conference because Bayana would riot.
There's been so many times in our community where people are like, you guys should do an in-person con. And I've been like, dead it, stop. Because I used to do that in my like previous job. I would like do program coordination for that kind of stuff. And it is the worst.
Yeah. That all sounded realistic, but number 3
It
felt
did.
had the modifier, but that's great.
Don't Sabrina, she will riot. Don't start thinking about an in-person.
In person.
And all of a sudden,
Not
I'm
if I
gonna
have to
be
do it.
she's going to like be pacing back and forth. And they don't think about, and is this going to be, there's not enough spreadsheets and there's not enough time.
Yeah, I did not have a great time doing that, but it's fine. That was a long time ago now. Okay, mine real quick. The first one is that we shared a merch table when we were at LeakyCon. The second is that I have been to Granger Leadership Academy in person, and the third is that 3 members of BNC have also individually worked with or are working with Fandom Forward.
I would say number 1. I feel like maybe one of the 2 groups has not gone to LeakyCon together. Or we haven't gone together. I don't know. I've never been to LeakyCon, so.
I think I'm almost sure one is correct. Sorry, Sabrina. I'm pretty sure we've been there together. What was the second one again?
That I've been to GLA in person.
Ooh.
Pre-pandemic.
I feel like that one has to be true, but now I'm trying to, because I've been to most of them, I'm trying to be like, and that 3 people have worked Fandom Forward. I think number 2 might be the lie.
Number 2 is definitely
It
the
is
lie.
Okay.
I never got to go to
goes
GLA.
nowhere.
I go nowhere. But no, I just never got to go. Robin went.
Yeah.
And then
me and Portia went.
Yeah, Robin and Portia went. And then I think then the pandemic happened. It's probably
Yeah.
I think is what happened. It was like
when you said it, I was like, no, that has to be true. And then I really started to think about it.
Yeah, I have never done it. And then the 3 folks is Robin, we've talked about, and then Delia and Portia both work with Fandom Forward. All right.
One of us terribly. The other 2 did it admirable. I mean, are great. So on par, and the numbers. We're still doing really well with this whole.
She said we're 2 for 3.
We're 2 for 3. That's passing. We're passing.
Real C's get degrees.
All right. So can y'all let folks know what does Fandom Forward have coming up this summer?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, literally tomorrow night at around the same time, if anyone wants to hop on another live stream, we're hosting one for our current campaign, which is called Protect Ariel's Home. It's all about making connections between Disney movies, particularly The Little Mermaid, because the live action remake is coming out soon. So making connections between those Disney stories and water, particularly advocating for clean water access for BIPOC communities. So we are partnering with Green Latinos, and they're going to be on our live stream tomorrow night to promote an action for everyone. So that's tomorrow on our YouTube channel. And then, just keep an eye on our social medias. We have that campaign running. We're going to be running our Book Defenders campaign every year. Like I said, Black Nerds Create was part of that last year. So we're going to be doing some similar stuff. And then we have some cool voting stuff coming up that we're gearing up for next year. So lots of stuff going on.
Yeah. And
Portia's in the chat and wanted to remind everyone about Mermaid.
yes,
Mermaid. Yes.
One of my closest friends texted me like the second after the email went out, like, and was like, "You need to read this book." Like, okay, so I'm gonna read Skin of the Sea.
Oh yeah, it's really I read that.
Yeah,
you'll like it.
I was told. I mean, we'll hope, but I'm still reading about fae and vampires.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
And if you have not listened to Fandom Made Me yet, a great place to start would be the episode where I invited Bayana to talk about her fandoms and how Black Nerds Create was founded. So if you want an even deeper dive into the history of Black Nerds Create and this wonderful collaboration and friendship, you can check that out wherever you listen to podcasts. And also, over the summer, we will have pretty sure a 90s movie star is going to do the show, which stick around and find out who. But next episode is on Buffy the Vampire Slayer with Latinx feminist writer Veronica Ariola. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
Nice.
Super
Yay.
excited to listen.
Yay.
Thanks y'all for joining us. And we
Thank you.
see y'all probably very, very soon.
Yes.
Very soon on the internet.
Yes.
Happy birthday. Happy
Thank you.
You look
Happy
great
birthday.
for 8. You might be 4 2-year-olds in a trip.
Maybe. And you know what?
Sometimes it feels like that because I still take naps.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right. Up next, we have got the collective popping up.
What?
Hi, everybody.
Not me again. Portia and I understood the assignment. This is my only yellow shirt, but I don't own any purple, so I was like, I'll wear yellow. And Portia was like,
Purple.
"Oh, purple.
Purple and gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got matching
You know what it
lips,
is.
Portia.
What's up,
Love
y'all?
it.
What's up?
Hi,
Everybody's here.
ladies and gentlemen.
Also purple. I forgot. Oops.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. Yes.
Get into
full,
it.
full on brand. Love that.
Oh, it's too
Portia
bright.
remains doing
I
the
don't
most.
actually, well, I own like a purple hoodie, but I don't really wear purple. People ask me like what my favorite color is. I'm like purple, but to wear black.
Same.
All right, so real quick, I guess we'll go around real quick and introduce yourselves before we get into this this next game.
Well, I already introduced myself, but I'm still Delia, now in my CFO capacity. New hat.
Portia She/Her, Chief Operations Officer, Chief Experience Officer. Do I know things anymore? No, I don't.
Because you have like 10,000 titles across the
I
various
do a lot of
organizations you work with.
I do a lot of things. And but for BNC, like you probably know me because of the Plot Thickens series that is running constantly on Instagram, but originated on the website as a blog, and I still put posts there occasionally. But yeah.
Who's next?
I guess I can go. We're doing a loop. Hey, I'm DJ. I do content and community programming for BNC. So I do a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff, helping with the content calendar, just making sure that like community and content things are aligned. Stuff like y'all's Patreon posts for the folks that are signed up, which you should sign up if you're not. And yeah, like the critique groups and the random things. So you'll see me in Discord, probably more than anywhere else.
Creator circles.
Yeah.
It's me. Okay, I'm Nick. I am I forgot the name. communication something situation.
Community and socials. Just say you do.
There we go.
And socials.
There we go. Community and social.
Y'all can tell how much we care about titles.
We don't. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No way we be making up titles and then switching titles. And we're like, that didn't make me sense.
Vibing on them titles. But yeah, I
We
just
know
deal,
the jobs
I do
we
like
do.
community. Right. I deal with the community and also with like I guess the community on social. So the intra community and the community of you people, all our friends here. So that's what I'll be doing. But we all kind of, do social together. It's a team effort.
It's a flat team structure. It's very true.
All right. So this game
This game is great.
some of us are going to be able to answer some, and others, you know what I mean? There will be some, and also I expect pain. But so we're playing.
Some of us will be fighting.
Yes, but
There
we'll see.
there are two in here that are literally attacks, and I will be calling the police.
It's about to be so chaotic.
Okay.
It's F12, but I will be calling the police on y'all.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So we're playing Cuddle, Marry, Exterminate. The first three. The first one is from Rings of Power: Hallbrand, Galadriel, and Durin.
Wait, it's Cuddle, Marry, Exterminate. Okay.
Cuddle, Marry, Exterminate.
Okay, well,
I know that Robin and Portia do not go here.
I already know. Yeah, I'm just
Exterminate.
Amani, tell me which ones I'm doing. I know. I don't know.
Now,
So here's the thing. We done messed it up because we made it like PG appropriate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't feel like cuddling Galadriel.
Especially with someone else.
Would be my choice for the original option in this game.
Mhm.
So we'll just pretend that she's a cuddler, which she definitely is not in this show. I'm marrying Durin. That feels like the only option. Frankly, he'll take care of me. And then Halbrand can go. Sorry to that man.
Yeah. See, I think
I
I'm the same.
don't know any people.
I think I'm the same, DJ, because Durin is just he's great. He's a great husband. And Hallbrand, he can go. He's cute, but he could go.
That's cute that y'all thought that was the only answer. Because
I knew that wasn't. I know. See, I know what your answer is. Your answer is going to be different.
Yeah. See,
About to
Amani be
hurt my
knowing.
soul about my man.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna exterminate Hallbrand. That's easy. Whatever. Who cares? He's giving mid in every
He's not
scenario
yeah.
except when he's in scenes with Galadriel. Every other instance he's giving mid. So no, I'm good. I'm gonna cuddle Durin. He's a dwarf. That's the cuddliest.
I
Like
have a
all
question.
dwarves are cuddly.
Listen,
Sorry.
I will have you like set for life. I'm not working. That is
I mean, that's true. But I'm marrying Galadriel because she's my queen and I do anything for her. I will be the help. I'm fine. That's fine. It doesn't need to be Celeborn. It could be me. Why not me? Choose me.
Why not me?
Amari said P Durin, and I'm just wondering, did you mean cuddle, or does P stand for something else? And
it
is
might be at me because I asked Amari. I've asked.
Oh,
Amani
Portia. Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Cuddle Galadriel. Exterminate the dude. I forgot his name that fast. And get my money up with my man. Hit them vocals, and we can just make it rain gold or whatever be happening. Yeah, that's fine. I like that. That works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Too much.
It's Cuddle, Marry, Exterminate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I would. Yeah, marry just based off of purely on image search that I just did quickly. And Amani.
I can image search them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see,
I'll
this is
play.
the setup.
Whatever.
I can't do that.
No, it's
Amani-
fine. I think it's funner this way.
I go with Amani's answers because Durin low-key looks like the guy from Game of Thrones who is the red one who
Tormund.
really
Oh, Tormund.
loved
Yeah,
Tormund.
Tormund. And so I'm like, I could cuddle to her, and I would tell him to leave me alone after like get away. But also it would be fun to cuddle with him. So I'm fine with it.
Who are you marrying and exterminating?
What Amani said. So
Oh, okay, Mary
Galadriel.
Galadriel exterminate
Galadriel.
Halbrand. Got it. P for playing footsie.
And then like actually, and then also Halbrand looks like a little bit to me like Iron Fist, so it's very easy to exterminate.
Dang, P, don't do that.
But is she wrong though? Let's bring back Portia's first tagline. She ain't right.
Because she ain't wrong.
Oh my god.
But she
It's
ain't
just-
wrong.
He worked better in motion. Not that
Yeah.
to be clear, he did get exterminated in my answer, but still, like it was a
better
Wesley
in motion.
situation. Like I didn't want to have to do it.
What it is he can act. That's the difference.
That's the
She
difference.
said he
He can
works
act.
better in motion.
It's true
You gotta in the
though.
vibe.
Some
You know,
people
you have
do.
to experience it to understand that
Yeah.
it's not as easy
He's-
as the pictures make it.
He's trying to make her a queen, and I'm like, when
It
you see
was a
that
moment
scene,
where we all folded. Everybody
we all folded, all of us.
We all.
Now
But
there's been
nothing to it.
time.
We
We've had
were like,
time
I
to
guess
think
we're
about
gonna have to
it.
be on board for this.
Yeah. Now that
So-
we're removed from it, he can go. But in the
Right,
moment,
exactly.
in the moment, he was making points.
He was making real points. It's so unfortunate.
See, don't let them lie to you. Do not let them lie to you. Revisionist history. They trying to act like it was always like this. It wasn't always like this. We just got enough
It's
distance
so
to be like,
funny
yeah.
because from the beginning it was like you know, this person is a problem, but I feel like folks spent all season trying to be like, but maybe it's not.
Yeah. Maybe he's okay.
Maybe it's this adorable Harfoot over here.
Mhm.
We really were
Yeah.
trying, but alas, earwax. That's it.
Okay, one more Lord of the Rings, and then we're gonna move on. So Gandalf, Saruman, and Radagast.
Oh yeah, I
With the
forgot.
same-
we
This is
did
really
that.
hard. Mostly
I'm gonna go
because-
first. I'm gonna go first because I am doing like Portia just straight off of Google image search. I'm gonna marry Gandalf. I'm gonna cuddle Saruman, even though he looks evil, but sometimes a hate cuddle is still a cuddle. And then I'm gonna exterminate Radagast because he looks like he has never met a shower.
Yeah,
or a
Brush his
comb.
teeth. He looks like he's ever brushed his
that's
teeth in his
honestly
life.
that was
If
my
you
that was
take
my
it-
problem. That was
That's the
that was
thing.
my dilemma. Is like Radagast. I know he stinks. Like
No,
I just know
I
it.
just cannot be a part of that.
I can
So I
smell
think
him
on
from
this-
through the internet.
So unfortunately,
Across the
you know, his
miles
heart,
and the universe.
he got to go.
So I think what I'm gonna do though is marry Saruman because we could go get our nails done together.
I'm about to say, and
Well,
get your bus down.
We can get exactly
But
like
is he
we could
evil?
have
Is he
good self care. Like,
This is true.
yeah, but he's got hair done, nails done, everything did. You know what I'm saying? So I feel
this is
like
valid.
in terms
This is
of
valid.
lifestyle,
I understand I can change him.
no, not
I'll
change.
show him the
He
light.
can do what
No,
he do,
He can do what he's
and I can do
doing.
what I do.
Literally,
and because
you see it.
we married, I'm safe. I'm fine.
Yeah,
this
So
is
y'all
exactly.
are okay.
I'm not an ally in this situation.
I don't have
You're
anything
okay
to do
with-
with what he's doing. That's
But
fine.
you were supporting evil because you were being supported by
Well,
it.
no.
Hey,
Yeah, and then
Nails
as
are
soon as it's over, I'm gonna go hang out with the ends and be like, "My bad, y'all. I was
Robin,
blinded
they
by
said,
the like
I'ma take you down from the
nail
inside.
tech."
I'm
You
an
know?
infiltrate.
Like, have you
I'm just
seen
asking
a
questions.
wizard
I'm just
know the
asking
signs
questions.
before? Like,
said
I
no
just
for
don't think you've been
activism.
thinking about the slay that happens when you get your
I'm
nails
saying.
done by a wizard. I just don't think you're thinking about it.
I just
They said
like, you know,
activism has its limits and its
like I want to have a
edges.
magical blowout. I'm
The edges
a
are
magical,
laid.
like I'm just ready for
Sorry
that
to
life.
the
That's the
humanity.
lifestyle I want to live. Like if I'm gonna have to live in this world, might as well be late. Might as well be like looking fly on the top of the tower, looking at that view.
Yeah.
It's crazy down there. Like damn.
As soon as
That's
they come
wild,
for
though.
Looking
Saruman,
like
I'm
Blue
like,
Ivy
dang,
in
it's
New Orleans.
it.
Like, what is
Nick
that?
looking
Isn't
down
it
like the
true?
Blue
Like,
Ivy meme. Like, damn.
I'm like, damn, they live like that. That's crazy. Hate that for them. Hate that for them.
Yeah.
Y'all literally had me crying. I cannot. Oh my gosh. Why are y'all like this? What is
I'm
wrong
just
with
saying,
y'all?
like, we all suffer, but
That's-
like I might as well be cute.
Let me go out my best. Let me
Like,
look
period.
my best.
Let me look my best. That's all. That's
Oh
that's all that was said.
We all suffer, but all right.
My answers are different, but I have to collect myself. My God. Like, I'm not joking. Do you see that? It's wet with tears.
Not you doing the Candace triangles, like
Right. Got it all together. Like, you would not be
my
messing up the
answer is, yeah, you know, we gotta exterminate Radagast. First of all, he don't do nothing except smell. Like, it's not that he smells, it's that he does nothing
He doesn't
but
do
smell.
anything else. He
Like,
brings
that is
that's
like
his
he
only
wakes
thing.
up just
How
to
did
be
you get on the
banging.
list?
Like off saving
because he's wizard. They're all wizards. So.
Okay, yeah, nature don't need saving. It got Yavanna is doing fine. They don't need him. He's too smelly. So Radagast can get exterminated. I'm gonna give Saruman a cuddle for all the same reasons y'all were talking about, because I'm thinking like a sugar baby situation where in exchange for cuddles, he'd be paying for me. We'd be living
That's
that life.
This is what
This
I
is
was gonna say.
valid. But please-
Because Saruman feels like the person who, when you're like the sugar baby or like the side piece, is gonna like, you know, take it, hair, nails, whatever, all the stuff y'all talk about. But if you were to marry him, would be a terror, right? Like he feels like the person that you can't.
See, I think it's the opposite, because I
get
feel
hit with.
like if you see, we getting into some deep stuff because I think about this as a aspiring sugar baby, but like no, because like if you married to him, like he can't, like this is ours, so you cheaper to keep it, right? But as a sugar baby, I gotta continuously earn that play. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to have to work that hard. I want to get married and then I'm here. And if you ain't get rid of me, then you got to go through the process of getting rid of me. Meanwhile, I'm still here spending your money, spending these, like have these orcs out here going to get my DoorDash. Like, I'm not about to do this.
Is flowing.
No,
I agree with Nick. I was going to marry Saruman because when is he home? Like he's not home.
And he also
There's probably like 12. There's probably
right.
12 other wives. I only have to see him. Like I see him on the weekends. Like you have him on Monday, Tuesday. I have him on the weekend. It's fine. Like we're cool.
I feel like he's crazy enough to be like, you have to come with me. Like you gotta stay up and then
No, because he don't want you up in man's business.
He don't be in the house
because he's a bad guy, right?
No,
he don't want you up in his manly business. So he gonna be like, "I'm gonna leave you here." You gonna be like, "Oh, bye, baby," and then you just living your life. Please.
Yeah. By the way, y'all exterminating the brown wizard in favor of the white wizard. I
The
thought he was
brown
red.
because of dirt.
Okay, no. I exterminated the brown wizard in favor of the gray. So I feel like I at least picked a biracial baddie. So
not a biracial baddie.
Please. But see, no.
If you're brown because you live in the grounds, you're not actually brown. So
you're gonna be out here stranded with him.
Okay, he becomes white. Yeah, he chooses that side of his
No,
heritage.
because he also be on cages. He get called. He sit up in there. He could call his little birdie friend. He don't want to call nobody. He like, I'm just chill up in the cage. He could be doing useful elsewhere.
Why are y'all like this? And then
no, I need somebody that's more proactive. He wait for like 100 years, but I guess I'll go see what they over there doing. Let me go see what the Mojave too.
Look, I'm marrying Gandalf because I think that I'm gonna live the best life.
I feel like
he's never
Gandalf
home.
would want something too much.
And
like,
if I have
too
to
demanding.
if I have to imagine where Gandalf would live, because he's never home, so where would his home be? Probably in the Shire. So I'm basically gonna live as a hobbit. While he's gone.
No,
listen,
no.
Gandalf will throw you parties. Gandalf will be like, he just seems like a good, like reliable.
Y'all, here's the thing. This is the conversation we're having with marrying for love versus marrying for like.
I mean, it's not like Gandalf is broke.
Yeah.
No,
he won't understand the needs of males and bust downs. Like he's
You'll be in the Shire, but you'll be looking bummy.
Exactly.
No, because I picked Saruman as my cuddle buddy, so I can have I'm a sugar baby, so I'm still getting provided for.
Thank you, Connie. You think hobbits smell good when you're in the Shire with Gandalf? You think he's smelling good with them hairy feet?
You can be around out with Gandalf. Why
stepping all that dirt?
Connie, you a hobbit? What you talking about?
Why are they acting like Gandalf did not come back? Like,
I mean, he did, but like.
Where
Like,
did he
why
get
did
that
I
from?
trust
Who
I
did
know
he
who wrote?
see put him on game first? It was Saruman, because he was the one who's. And then he saw all the elves. He saw freaking Orlando Bloom, and he was like, "Okay, I need to come better because I'm looking funny." So
Hilarious.
that's up to him learning.
How Legolas was like, I need
to do better.
Think about my
I
life
need
and
to step it up.
I
I
don't
need
know
to step
what's
my
happening
bundles up.
anymore.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
There's
let's go
bundles
to where
now?
you do know what's happening because
No, I don't want to
happening
play
here.
anymore.
too bad.
So we have.
I don't want to play anymore.
I don't know who any of these people are, but we have Wentworth, Darcy, and Knightley.
Let's go.
See, this is
let's
not
go,
fair
let's
because
go.
they're like various versions of all of these characters, right?
Yeah.
So
I was the thing. I was like, I couldn't even go.
I'm
off
gonna
of-
just straight off names, right? 'Cause I'm not doing this right, y'all. You definitely cuddling Darcy because I don't want to be stuck with him forever, but he probably
exactly
a very good cuddle buddy.
9,000
Wentworth gotta go. I
He's
feel like
going off
Wentworth
of
is the type that
names.
needs to catch.
No,
This is
I know who
hilarious.
Darcy is, and I would not marry that.
I'm not
man.
doing Wentworth. I don't like the name Wentworth. 877 cash now.
Not
We're doing
exterminating
that.
Wentworth.
Wentworth gotta go. I don't know who he is, but he gotta go. So I guess I'm. I don't know what I mean. So I might be marrying into some problems, quite frankly. But usually the men are wealthy, so at nothing else, I'm gonna have some, some coin. But let me go ahead and hit the Google. Don't you worry.
I got it. I got mine.
You
Mine's
got the
inoffensive.
wrong ones. But you're gonna Google the wrong ones.
I'm gonna just
I
Google.
hear myself. Sorry.
Mine's
I'm not
inoffensive.
going by looks. Oh,
I'm going to.
See, you're Googling the wrong ones, Nick.
They
You're
are.
Googling the
I
wrong
just
adaptations.
put Knightley Austin, and all of them came out looking crazy. Ain't no winners here. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll go. They can stay. I don't want to do it. This is
None of them are giving like at least
I don't feel
King
strongly.
Charlotte, King George and King Charlotte like made me rethink how I thought about King George a little bit. This I'm not. What is going on?
There is no version of these people that I'm trying to even be involved in.
It's easy. You exterminate Knightley because, frankly,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and he's got to go as well.
he's no, exterminating multiple people. Wait, what?
Yes. I'm not going to tie myself to many people legally. So 2 of them got to go, and then I'll cuddle the one that's left.
Okay. Well, I'm exterminating Knightley because he's good, but not the best of the 3. So bye. I'm going to please walk with me. I will be cuddling Wentworth. Because I cannot marry him because I'm not trying to go out to sea. He's a captain. I'm not trying to be out here
Is
in the 1800s or whatever.
I'm gonna just Google it too.
So that I'm marrying Darcy because he got a lot of money and it's worthwhile. It would be the reverse if Wentworth had a different profession.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out whatever the echo is.
We muted everyone so we could figure out the echo. Nick, you're muted. Nick, you're muted because of the echo.
Oh, here, I unmuted it real quick. Let's see.
Oh, the echo wouldn't be for me though. I have headphones.
What was you saying?
What was the echo?
Oh, I don't know where that. Oh, I was just saying that you
Yeah.
should just Google the name and put Austin and let every person who's ever played them populate in the images, so you can have a well-rounded view of the situation.
You're
That's
trying
what
to have a freaking mood board of Jane Austen.
Can
I just tell you guys the correct answer? Delia was close, but she was wrong.
Oh,
You want to go out to sea? That's your business, but it will be me.
He can go and I can stay.
That's how
Delia.
otherwise we do it. We
Delia.
heard about what's her face.
Delia, has he captured your heart? Are you half hope, half agony?
I am, but not.
You don't have to go out to sea with him because he could just write you letters from Portsmouth.
That's not what what's her face was doing. She was out
But
here.
we
all
don't have
old
to
and
be
haggard.
Anne. It doesn't say that you have
No,
to
no,
be
not
Anne.
Anne.
Says
What-
who
no, no,
you,
no.
Delia, marry.
Not Anne. What's her face? Like they had that
The
friend.
other
and-
one.
Yeah,
Croft,
she was
Outlaw
all.
Croft. Well,
yeah.
she just wanted
and
to
haggard.
do that. She wanted to be all wrinkly. That was on
If
her.
I don't got to go, then yeah, I would switch
You
it.
don't have to go.
Okay,
Well,
then I should have to
go.
So you kill Knightley. That's over. That's done. That's whatever.
I agree.
Since we've brought in sugar babies, Darcy is clearly the one you cuddle, so you could be a sugar
Correct.
baby. 'Cause if you marry him, you dealing with his family.
Correct.
That's Lady Catherine de Bourgh, all up in your business, all salty and hateful and whatnot. So you don't want that. But also the $9,000 a year, you know, he could set you up nicely. And then you marry Captain Wentworth because he's got the words, okay, and he's got the angst and the brooding.
I mean,
And
that's
he'll love you down. 9-year separation, it's okay. He'll love you down.
I was like, you
Loyal.
have to love you down because y'all gonna
Loyal.
be away.
And he got all that war money, you know? Don't think about how he made his money in the British Navy colonizing. Don't think too hard about it. Don't think too hard about it. He's very good with his words.
I agree with
Love
Robin.
letters.
I think Robin.
What is
got
he
it.
trading? What is his trade?
Listen, he's in the Navy. He's not in the Royal East India Company.
Yeah,
It's not
the British
better.
Navy in the
See,
1800s.
I'm like,
I said it's
You
not
making it
better.
work. You should just.
I said it's not better.
He's on the.
I mean,
team.
we know where Darcy's
Think
income
there.
is coming from as well.
Exactly.
Period.
So
Period.
So it's fine.
They all British.
all of them.
So
True.
exterminate all of them? Is that what I just heard?
Yes.
Darcy also can write a good letter though. But then you'd have to deal with that first proposal. Which Darcy proposal do you get?
Oh, if you get the first one, bye.
Exactly. Cuddle that man. Cuddle that man. You gotta put in too much work. You know? Okay. This one is
okay.
also false.
Next one.
No.
I want to shout out my little brothers who are obsessed with Spider-Man right now, and so that's where I got this idea from Spidey and his amazing friends.
Spidey and his amazing twins.
So we have Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and Gwen Stacy.
No.
I don't know who we're exterminating here, to be honest.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, we're just picking out of the options. Like, I
Gwen don't really be doing it for me though.
But if it
I was
gotta
gonna say, I
be
didn't realize
Gwen,
we went hard
he
for
had a
Gwen
good
like that.
run. He
Gwen
had
don't
a
really
good
get
run.
it for me.
Gwen, that's true.
He had
We're
a
getting
long,
Ghost
strong
Spider
run.
Gwen.
He can go.
You're gonna let
Ghost-
Peter
she's a
go,
drummer.
Gwen?
Do you guys
Like,
know
see, I'm just
drummers?
thinking in my mind, Peter done had a good long time to be out in these streets.
But there's multiple different Peters. Which Peter are we talking about?
The vibe.
I
of
literally
Peter.
love
Peter has
every
a
variation of
drama
Peter
of Peters, okay?
Too.
We
Yeah.
have seen
Peter's great.
all of the Peters. We have seen Peter so many times. I want to see the other ones get the chance to be out here in these streets, okay?
But
We
Gwen
only
is Gwen
seen-
actually
I guess the
giving?
chat agrees with us. Nicole, I
Damn,
don't know what she's saying right now.
Amani.
Mommy's out of pocket.
No, like why would you say that?
He's Thanos.
See, I'm thinking of it in terms of like, we are like, Peter's already been here. We had him. We had a good run with him.
We're talking
Getting
about
new people.
Spider Gwen, aka Ghost Spider now because
I
they
have-
changed the name. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they do be switching up these folks.
We're
I
talking
was
about
just choosing a person that we have
Spider
enough
Gwen,
from
not
them
Peter
that
Parker's Gwen Stacy. We're talking about
They can go.
Yeah, we're talking about
Spider
We're talking
Gwen.
about Ghost
Yes.
Spider.
right.
Ghost Spider. She
I
still has to
understand.
go though.
I can
God
Go.
You gotta go. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna marry Miles, and
Spider
I'm
people
a
to be
cuddle
out here to
Peter.
get their chance to shine.
I feel like Peter got too much going on, so we can cuddle and then go different or separate ways.
But with Miles, again, you got to deal with his family. It's a completely different thing than dealing with like Darcy's family, as in like Darcy's family is trash, Miles' family is loving, but they're like
Involved.
there.
Yeah, but
There.
That's-
So I'm just going to skip it.
this one is like
I
everybody.
do not like the question.
Y'all
and I
all
will
knew
not
y'all
be-
was gonna get rid of
Oh
Queen.
my
Y'all
God.
shouldn't even did this one.
I don't understand the question and I refuse to respond to it.
Y'all was so
Oh
quick
my
to be
God.
like, Gwen ain't wasn't even a conversation. So y'all didn't. I don't even know why y'all even did this one.
I gotta.
It's really just between Cuddle and Mary.
Yeah, I'm exterminating Gwen because I don't care. Don't care. And even though I don't go to Marvel, Spider-Man has always been my favorite superhero. I met Spider-Man at Universal Studios, and like, ooh, you would have thought I like blushed. It was a thing. This was in high school. I have the picture, and even when I look at that picture, I'm like, man, that was a time for me. That was a time. So I'm marrying Peter. And then on top of that, I just remembered, like, duh, Tom Holland is also Peter Parker. So, period. I'd marry any of them, but considering that's the only clear answer. And I will cuddle Miles. Although, I think I do nothing to Miles because isn't he like a child?
He's like
well, they all are.
Yeah.
Depending on the timeline.
I was thinking Spider-Verse.
This one don't work because I'm assuming they all.
And there's older.
The Peter that I know is in like grad school. Like the Peter that I like fell in love with is like in grad school, hangs out with the Fantastic Four. He be out in these streets, partying, clubbing, whatever. But yeah, I don't understand the question, so I refuse to respond to it. Next.
Money has a good point about there being other Spider-Women, and I'm really hyped to see the one that Issa Rae is voicing in the Spider-Verse movie. So again, bye.
Who plays Miles? You don't want to know. Stacey.
You don't want to know.
You don't. Who plays Miles?
Leave it alone. Better than not know.
Next question.
It's better to make your flight and leave and get your luggage set.
Yeah. So we have Zuko, Sokka, and Aang.
Oh, what
That one actually hard because. Well, I guess the last one was you already know it. This one was hard.
After the first two, it's just all violent.
Gosh, dang it! I'm killing Sokka. I'm sorry. Bye. I'm sorry.
Wow.
She was so good with the knife.
Damn.
Sorry.
Whoa.
I mean, what if?
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Deb.
What are
we?
He's gotta go.
Nah.
Oh my god.
He's like, I'm
so fair.
I can do strategy.
I did think about it. I did think about it.
Damn.
You didn't hesitate, nothing. You just.
I did think about it. I was like,
I don't think you did.
He can go. That's fine.
Right, because like, wait. I mean, look, I can do strategy, so that we don't need two people to bring strategy, and that the rest of them got magic. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Sokka is like.
Don't.
I mean, I love him.
The gang could have gone on without him and would have.
That is not true.
How?
It is true.
In the gang, he actually was the one that was thinking, which is hilarious.
He's not the only one who was thinking,
but he was the one that was like
strategy.
Yeah, he's the one with strategy. But again, in this
he's not
scenario,
the only one with strategy.
So I don't.
And he was also the one that like grounded them, right? Like when they were like when Katara's going crazy, when Aang's going, like you need someone to be the like.
Amani's over here trying to bring sense to this, and this is not for sense. Talk about Aang is the only one who gets reborn.
Look, the correct answer.
I don't care. Like,
here's the thing, and Delia, don't be mad at me because it's
we ain't talking about that. We're talking about
not. No, take her off the call.
He gotta go. I'm sorry.
Not Aang will be fine. Look,
I love Aang.
Aang is great.
So y'all trying to kill Aang? Is what y'all saying? Y'all trying to kill Aang?
I sure would.
I have to kill Aang.
I don't think I love Aang.
You know what?
Now you wouldn't even have Avatar: The Last Airbender without Aang. So
now
in this world, that doesn't.
Right. We can get there are other avatars. That's not the question.
And also,
there'd be no gang if it were no Aang.
I'm so sorry.
No, he's a bad father.
No, Robin.
I thought about that.
Korra is fine, and so we kind of need Aang to go.
I don't know about that. I literally don't know.
He literally has to exist for the cycle to continue. You need Aang.
Okay, but we're not talking about whether you need him. I mean,
when
we can say after he's done all the work,
he's done all the work. And now we're ready to like go into the next phase of life and have to.
But that doesn't work though, because if we're getting rid
like Sokka,
if we're getting rid of one of them,
and Zuko cuddles a little bit, but like calm down. Like we're gonna cuddle in therapy. That's what we're gonna do. Me and Zuko.
Okay, no.
Where is Sokka when
Sokka would be a great
No,
cuddler.
Zuko is who you cuddle.
Zuko is
has the money. Zuko
Nicole and I on the same.
Hello.
I'm not trying to be.
Zuko goes through too many varying emotions on any day.
You can be an independent black woman and be paid for. You
gonna let Sokka be okay?
You gonna be married and live in the South Pole? No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Here, look. Here's the answer.
I am 100%
you got
marrying Sokka. First,
you
of all. I'm already married to Sokka.
Yeah, you are.
That's fair. So it would be Sokka probably.
I am actually exterminating Aang. I thought you were going to say you were going to exterminate Zuko, DJ. I was like, oh wow, that's wild. Okay, so I'm exterminating
my non-PG cuddle buddy.
Yeah, we're good. No, I'm exterminating Aang. Here's why. Listen. That's my son. But first of all, he technically has lived a long time. The fact that he's still a kid is kind of his own fault. Second of all, he died
that was
anyway.
Weather. Can the Avatar predict weather?
He ran away.
He died.
He had him
anyway.
a little bit of a cry.
He died
but like haven't all the avatars ran off at some point? Like they all have had a moment where
none of them ran into a iceberg.
My main reason.
Can he control the weather? He's not a weather witch. He's not Storm.
Look,
I mean,
that's not my main reason.
Elements make weather, so
that's true.
If he'd have stayed there and got that
he could have untrained. He did not know how to waterbend at all.
He could have airbended
or firebend. He couldn't just like
airbend himself.
My main reason, that's not even my main reason. My main reason is canonically he's a bad husband. Why would I cuddle or marry that person? Yeah. Like that's canonical.
You don't have to be around him that long. He's always out doing something. You can just go. Don't have any children. I'm not having any children. He can just go wander off and I can go have my fun time.
You just want to kill Sokka. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you just want to kill Sokka.
I was with it at first, but then I started Sokka. And I switched up.
Sokka can go. Like honestly, I really did not get Sokka's appeal, but I mean, I don't mind being the one.
You have friends, but they ain't in this stream. Like there are people in the community who agree. I don't get it. I just know they exist.
I just don't think Sokka's given all of that.
Can we move on? Because we're gonna.
Well, I'm marrying Zuko. I just want to make that very clear.
Very important.
Yeah. The next one, I'm really excited because we're not that we haven't already been fighting, but we're
no. This one,
and that's how BNC ended.
I don't understand the question. It's a very clear answer, and
is it okay? So we're gonna get into it. So we're heading into the Legendborn cycle.
You're gonna marry all of them.
The options are Nick, Sel, and Will.
I'm marrying Will.
You know that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well,
you know that
gif about it.
You know that gif from I don't remember what it is, but you raggedy bitch. You know that gif?
That's from Waiting to Excel.
Well, dang,
for marrying Will? Oh, for the question.
No, for the question.
For the question.
Yeah, no, I'm marrying Will.
This is
I'm marrying Will. I'm definitely marrying Will.
I'm marrying Will.
Wait, let's I want to hear
let's actually go in order. I think this one to keep it, we gotta go one at a time. We'll start with who we're starting with marrying.
So Portia.
Portia's gonna go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to marry Will because that is the obviously best choice. Most caring, most thoughtful, most considerate, most everything. Can cook for you, will take care of you, heal you mentally, physically. Will. That's who I marry. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's too much. Nick is just too white, and I'm tired, and I can't do it. I can't do Will. Like I literally can't. I mean Nick. I can't do Nick. Nick is too white, and I'm good. Too much white stuff going on. Too much white nonsense with his family. Yes, and blue-eyed. He's giving Aryan race. He's giving Hitler's prime. I can't. I can't. So I will not be doing Nick at all. Nick can die. And Sel, I enjoy the angst. I enjoy like the turmoil
Oh my
but I
God.
also like I'm not gonna stick around with you for too
Didn't
long.
he
but
say
you
he
just-
said? Didn't he say devour?
Nick and
Delish.
Sel and I would have a fun little time, and then we would go back to our respective corners, have a good day. Will, I would marry though, and because he would not be into me that way, we would have a good, lovely time as well. Just, caring, thoughtful.
Points are being
That was
made
my
here.
question. I was like, does this
Points
assume
are
Will
being
instead of
made.
I would just be his cover for whatever deep cover he needed, and then we would
Live-
we'd be chilling.
I am meant to be a beard. Like I was born in the wrong time, but I should have 50s me in the 50s. I'd have made a great housewife.
A lavender marriage or whatever, sure.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
All right, who's next?
I'll go because I'm on train Portia. I'm marrying Will. Though I would probably fall in love with him and just be a little bit heartbroken if he's not interested, just because I am who I am. It would definitely be one-sided. Nick has to die.
Yeah,
I'm not doing the whole
it's really rough.
for the same reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not calling him arrogant, but but this, points were made. She's not wrong. And didn't Sel say he wanted to devour Bree? Am I misremembering?
There's
that?
many
called
ways
it
to
devourable.
devour, and that's why a
Right.
cuddle buddy is a good
He
thing
said-
to be in.
That
Do you
is
know
Devour. And
I
I'm
made
said.
for
I'm
reading.
interested.
That's when I lost it. I was like,
I'm
I
Yeah.
need to lay down. I
The way he
It
said
was definitely a step away from the book moment.
No,
It was
what
like
what he said was she was devourable,
devourable.
which is like worse.
Devourable.
Which is
somehow, right?
that's actually worse.
It's
Because
actually
if you say
worse.
you want to devour someone, it could potentially be like,
Yeah.
please, like,
No, you
put
look
the knife
devourable.
and fork away.
We can't even
Like,
talk about it. We can't even talk about it. Honestly,
No.
it's too much. Let's not.
I love that Stacey's in the
Yes,
comments
say
like
it.
Will
It
would
was a
not care at all
whisper.
about me and Sel, and that works out. Like you're like, you know what? Will you do what you do? I do what I do. We having fun. We're cool.
truly
but
perfect
it's a
situation.
partnership with me and Will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're building, and I'm being
Yeah.
devoured over there. I
See,
just.
yeah. See, for me,
But
I
also,
feel like
you're raggedy for this question.
I know. I'm willing to take that on. That's fine. I feel like
Z, this is from Legend Born, the series.
oh yes. So
Yes,
mine.
we need to read Legend
So I all of the points have been made, and I agree. But I feel like the way that Nick is built would be better for cuddling, personally.
Mhm.
The way he was.
That
reaching
doesn't
out
mean
and
I don't have
then-
to deal with his family. I'm not marrying him. Absolutely not. That's not happening. So a quick little cuddle, and then I can move on and marry Will. And
Really
cool.
dependent on our PG.
The way that they were
cuddling,
coming
or are we,
together
like,
and
weak
then
cuddling.
re-
It's really dependent on that.
Arthur memories.
He's clingy. Nick is clingy. He's not gonna just let you get away with a cute little cuddle. That is like a stage 4 clinger. I no. Mm-mm.
I just don't think.
I
Sal
honestly,
likes to be
Diana,
touched.
my only
like
hesitation here though was that I agree that I think Nick would be the better cuddler if cuddling is the situation at hand.
yeah.
Like
Actual cuddling?
Actual
just like-
cuddling thing.
he's just like so like there's all the scenes with him and Bree like whatever, very cute, whatever, you're like holding her head, whatever, fine, there's like that cute stuff, right? So we get more of that with Nick. So if that is the situation, sure, but that's not the situation. So and all the things that Portia said. So Nicholas
Portia makes points. I personally,
Nicholas
even writing
and his
this, I
racist
was like,
old daddy
dang, I'm just
got
like,
to go.
that's real. That's real.
Sal is
I
strong.
definitely
That's-
personally, I still have not.
Sour.
I have still not.
Sal will
really
pick you up.
even
Sal will
given
pick you.
me,
Sal be staring you with them
Edward-
eyes,
Edward
with a
Cullen.
little bit of the demon in it. A little bit of a
It's
demon.
too much.
Wait, so what's your final
It's too
answer, Viana?
I don't want to say it because I feel
No.
It's your answer.
Go on
It's your
ahead, go on
answer.
ahead.
Brandon,
It's
your
I
yours.
feel like
Yours.
I feel like Sal unfortunately has to go. But my real answer though is I'm marrying Valak, and then we're gonna have a lot of fun being immortal and causing mess. That's my real answer. Than everyone
Marrying
else.
who?
Valak.
You can't write the question and then change the question.
I'm just I didn't change it. I gave my answer. I'm just saying my
Yeah.
regular answer is. But because also like I don't actually root for Nick or Sal, or I don't want to root for Nick or Sal. personally.
Oh, I don't. Am I rooting for? I'm rooting for Brie again. She's like 16, 17. Like, girl,
Resignation, submit.
through this messy moment, and then go find a real man somewhere else. Because this little like Scion thing ain't it. Like, let it go.
Let it go. All right.
I refuse to answer. So that's where I'm at.
Fair.
What I won't be doing is killing Cell. What the heck? What is wrong with you?
I mean, he's fine.
He said devourable.
He
Bayana.
said devour.
He did, and I felt
And he
that.
like, and he
that
smoldered
wasn't
when he
even-
said it.
Because there was that, and then we got the fireflies.
The
The fireflies
fireflies,
were great.
Bayana.
The fireflies are great. I'm not. All of your points.
And she said
I see
die.
them. I see them.
She said die. Wow. That's wild to me.
It's unfortunate that Will is so great because I
Rihanna said Alexa play that don't impress me
so.
much.
So what? You've got some fireflies.
That's all environment, you know.
Okay, well, I guess there's no right answer. Here's the issue. The only right answer, honestly, is to marry Brie, but that's not an option. So
I don't want to marry Brie, actually.
I don't want to.
Brie.
I don't want to marry her, but she's the only one I'm rooting for. Like, if I have to root for someone, I'm rooting for Brie. So, here's the thing. Oh well, that's spoilers. I won't spoil. I was gonna say Nick's family is my biggest problem. So I'm not trying to spend any time with him where I have to spend time with his family. So I'd probably marry Cell. But then that would leave. Yeah, I guess you have to exterminate Nick because then you'd have to exterminate Will, and that's also not an option. So like,
I was real scared for a moment.
I'm like, Will gets exterminated?
Yeah.
The least problematic of the white men we've seen.
but Nick also wasn't problematic. He was so sweet.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
No, okay, but so was Will. He walked up into that gas station. Okay, no spoilers, but he come on.
All three
Like,
of them
they're
are
all
problematic.
white.
I just feel
We
like the three of
have-
them are equally problematic. Personally.
Yeah.
in different
That's
ways.
Really,
Well, I don't know.
But
What
they
is
all
that?
grew up
Will
in
is
that
the
same
least
little
of the
spot.
three.
Let's not act like Will doesn't have racist.
Oh yeah, he got
oh
stuff.
no, definitely.
You know what I
But
mean?
I don't
I'm
think
saying if I gotta pick out of these three, I pick Will.
Can I pick Alice? Wait.
Ooh.
Actual amendment. Can I pick Alice? Because that is
Oh, well,
also
that's
a correct option.
I pick Luna.
I marry Alice, cuddle Brie because she needs some hugs for real. Like she's struggling out here, and exterminate anybody who's trying to get in either of their way. That's my final answer. Thanks for coming.
You know who I actually want to exterminate is Arthur. I want him to die. Like for real.
Ooh,
you gotta
Arthur,
go.
he could go.
Arthur
Again.
gotta
Gotta
go
Permanently.
all the way,
Just-
permanently. He didn't go enough the first time around. That's why
Somebody
he's
needs
still
to,
hanging around.
I don't know what, like, exterminate is the word. Like, get him out of here. Like, whatever you gotta do to, like, make sure
Call
no
terminate.
You got it. Bree need to get in that tent Bree. Try again later.
All right.
Hi, puppy.
You want to go to the next one?
No,
This
I
is the
want to.
last. This is the last one. This is the
Okay.
last one. So these are doctors.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Phew,
we
man. I was
have-
having a tough time. This is easier.
We have 12, 13, and I guess he's 15. I don't really know why, but you don't have to tell me. It's fine.
Is
Yeah.
a war doctor? No,
I
I don't know.
don't know.
It's easy for me. I'm so sorry to this Jody. She's gotta go.
Really?
The
Yeah.
doctors.
Yeah.
Like Capaldi for a really long time. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's the
I'm-
doctor, like the Capaldi doctor,
The
12th
Capaldi doctor, 12th doctor, not him himself.
Oh.
That's what I was like. We need.
I
to
only put it in
clarify, 'cause the 12th
parentheses so that
doctor
we would like
gotta
put
go.
12th doctor.
This about to be a whole side tangent. Y'all don't like Capaldi's doctor?
Oh, I love
I
it.
do.
But like,
But if one's gotta go,
you gotta go.
No, I definitely
Like,
do. But in terms of like,
Well,
probably
I
Mary
just
Exterminate,
my
are you-
brain was like, you do
You
not
saw
touch
Capaldi.
Capaldi. I just saw
Wasn't that
Capaldi.
fair?
You don't touch him.
yeah, if one's gotta go, it's gotta be Capaldi. I
Yeah, 12th
like
doctor,
all
yeah.
three. I would not, but I'm not killing Jody and not killing
Like
Judy.
hello?
So
Ain't nothing to be done, I'm afraid.
It's above me.
Yeah,
And I
they're gonna
guess,
call me
like,
racist again, but I'm sorry to 15.
We don't know him yet.
I mean, that's fair, but the
Exactly.
thing is,
but I know 12 and
That's
12
fashion.
can
Have
count.
you watched
can't.
Sex Education?
all
So-
12 had was
But
his
it's
little
just the
flip his
doctor.
12 was
little
the
jacket
racist,
open with to show the
sexist,
little red.
talking man.
Sex
the-
education.
I
is
mean,
where,
I love
Nicole
Capaldi,
was-
but like the 12 doctor. Oh no, the 12
I'm
doctor.
just saying in terms
I
of
would
even if
swing
you're just
on
going
him
off of
with soap.
fashion. Even if we're going off of fashion,
But-
all 12 had was his little red bottom jacket. And
Maybe this is
12
like
also
something I
read
need to
it.
like.
12 also read Danny for filth, and I appreciated that.
But
He
he
did.
was also racist today.
but he was also
He
racist.
also
Danny.
did do
Like-
that.
He did both.
Oh.
and
he
no,
was
don't
also
forget he was
racist.
negging Clara for like a whole season.
Also, because
Yeah.
of 12, we got
Yeah.
Nardole. So
I
Ooh.
mean, for what?
Ooh,
Also, don't forget how 12 ended
points
when
were
he was
made.
out here.
Mm.
I don't
letting
go
happen to somebody that
here.
he gotta go. He gotta go anyway.
I don't go
You
here,
have to go
but
anyway?
Nardole is a plague that followed on into
Oh.
British Bake Off, and I can't. Anyone who's responsible for
Yeah.
that needs to be taken out.
Gotta go.
Yeah, you guys made points.
Right.
The Nardole just really sealed the deal. The Nardole of it all. Oh, but
Not the N-word unfiltered.
can we pretend that it's not Capaldi? I don't know how to do this with my brain.
No, do what you gotta do.
Just do the doctor.
do what you gotta do.
Just think
Make
of
the wrong decision. It's
doctor
fine.
without the essence of the.
This is the Omni Shambles, okay? From Bin to Cup. You fuck it up. That's a different show. But okay.
But
so,
who are you?
Okay.
Handling-
I have to exterminate 12 because if I do anything else, Nardole is in the picture. And then I cuddle 15 because I don't really know him, but the abs were nice. I appreciated that. And but I don't know him yet. So that would be like a, it's like a Tinder swipe type of situation. And then I marry 13 and I cheat on her with the master.
I would say the 13 is emotionally unavailable. I don't know if I want to be in a marriage in such a way. I don't know. That's tricky. I feel like you had to cuddle. I feel like she's a great cuddler, probably. Yeah, I guess I'm marrying 15 because 15, if nothing else, we already talked about these bust downs and the looks, and we already know that if nothing else, he could turn a look. And if we're gonna be out here, we're gonna be studying together. So that's it. But
Yeah, what you don't want to be doing is marry someone where you're serving Beyonce and he's serving Jay-Z. Absolutely not.
No, we can't do
You
that.
gotta match the. Yeah.
I love that the one thing that the team can agree on is that we're all going to get flued out. Like, no matter who is getting married or cuddled, we're all getting flued out.
But like DJ is the only one I think is like genuinely shooketh about us throwing 12 out the airlock, so to speak.
It's fine. I feel like I
So,
just need to go back and rewatch. Evidently, I didn't
think
realize the
you
feelings were
do,
so
but
strong
also-
against him. What?
It's
No,
the
I like
Nardole.
him. It's
Oof.
the
Okay, it's the
things that happen.
choice.
Surrounding.
It's not him. It's not him himself.
It's
He's
Moffat. We're really exterminating Moffat.
That's the real
That's really what's
tea.
happening.
Just
That's
like
the real
as the
villain.
character, his variation of it got the worst.
Capaldi did the
Somebody
thing.
needs
You
to
got
put
to
that
do the
on the
really worst
BNC
thing.
Twitter. Like,
The villain, the real villain.
Like, the villain is Nardole, but the real villain is Moffat.
Moffat. Yes. Nick.
I
That's
feel
funny.
like even when the character was shit, he played it so well.
He
that I
did,
just-
for real.
I'm saying that
I love this doctor so much. It's fine.
those
We can move on.
parentheses Capaldi broke me because I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean he's great, but he's not great. Like he's doing things that are not great, but he's doing it.
I mean, they all do
Very
things that are not
great.
great. It's a thing, right?
That's
he just
true, but
happened
I'm
to
saying
get
of
this
the
season
three-
where we saw the expose of it.
But he
But
did
the
it so
point
much.
is that the doctor, as a entity, is like not is complicated.
Right.
Okay,
I just feel
okay.
like that was that stretch
They're all the same person,
doctor.
y'all. They're all the same person.
But they are not. They don't all
Capaldi's
act the
faults
same.
are the other one's faults.
I don't like a lot of these people. That's the thing you need to understand. Because 11, he'll be if there was the option. He'd be the first one out.
Abort. Oh no.
Yeah, I said it.
Wait, is that the Matt Smith one?
Yeah.
Yes.
I only know that because 10 is 10, and I remember that.
Yeah.
And then 11 has to come after.
We're down another team member. That's wild. Uh-oh.
I resign. Anyway, what's coming up for the rest of Black Nerds Crate, whoever is left after this sham of a birthday celebration, this summer, we are taking a baddie road trip. We're asking for you good people to help us in our quest to 1,000 on Patreon. So share with your homies, up your game if you can. Do what you got to do. On our way to 1,000, though, we are going to be doing some side quests, like getting 100 patrons, getting 1,000 new listeners of Wizard Team. Shout out to Amari and the Knight Brothers. That's what we're currently reading. 24 new community members in the Discord. We've got goals, y'all. At $1,000 a month on Patreon, we will be able to upgrade our equipment, invest in our creative development, increase accessibility to our content, and more. You, as a patron, can vote to unlock content. You can get behind the scenes. Listen, I be editing Wizard Team, and Portia and Brianna, like, I don't like to talk about this, but like, they can go on some tangents, and you get to hear them. And the patron, they really do. I try
not Robin at all. Robin
I
never
try to
keeps
keep
ever.
them on the agenda, try to keep them on track, but like, whew,
so on character, on
the conversation goes where it goes, and you know, you get some of those in Patreon. Like most of the time, they just be talking about Shield, and I'd be like, guys, we get over Shield? It's okay.
Yeah, they do that. I'm sure that they do that.
They just cannot get over the AI of Shield. You can hear all of that in the Patreon bonus content if you become a patron. So yeah, join our baddie road trip. Tell your friends. Tell them how wonderful we are. And look at these adorable people on here. Look at the fits. Look at the brains. Look at the style. Help them. Help you with great content. That is my spiel.
Got some cool stuff planned for the summer, like Patreon content. So
yeah.
And people are like streaming on Twitch now, and there might be some stuff that, you know, shows up. I don't know. I'm just giving them ideas, but how dare you? We don't say that name. We don't say that name ever.
Okay, let's get into some questions.
It's a Q&A portion.
Q&A.
So we can A.
So we have some from the form. Let's see. Okay, so first question. What maybe under the radar project did, and like any of us can answer, it doesn't have to be all of us, whatever. Okay, question is, what maybe under the radar project did you enjoy working on that either was ahead of its time or didn't get the love it deserved?
Stories for Sinnoh. I
That's a
really
good
feel
one.
like we all, like, we just wanted to do our little Pokemon thing, but we was just so excited about the game, and we were just like, we gonna do it. And I feel like we, obviously, me and DJ still are in that Pokemon world, but like, I always feel like it's one of those things that we all like, well, the people who play come back to and are excited about. So I wish we would have been like able to like really, you know, build it out. But I think it was cute. And y'all should still listen to it because we be talking mess about Pokemon. And it's fun. But yeah, that's one of them.
Some of your faves in Pokemon are bums. Ash Ketchum.
Not see season 2 coming soon.
oh Lord.
I don't go there, but y'all were so excited about that, and I still don't understand Pokemon, but whenever I see a Pokemon, I think, aw, people slept on it. eyeing people just because I don't know what they were talking about, but they were so excited. It was cute. Still don't know who Ash is, but okay.
If I had to, it's hard. Under the radar project. We've also just done so much. It's hard to like.
I know that's the thing. I was like, I have to even just think of. There's stuff that I've even forgotten that we did.
Yeah.
The Juneteenth cinema celebration. I still want to figure out a way to bring that back. The second one, when we all watched The Wiz together, I was like, this is really the fun. Height of like Black messy joy. So good, so much fun, and
the resulting conversation is still available on our archive. We can link it somewhere so that whoever wants to watch that can. Because we were having a kiki. That was really fun, and that was really we were like new to Discord, and we were all just in there just going in. Yeah,
figuring it out.
That's a good one.
Can you repeat the question again? I want to make sure I'm answering correctly.
Oh yeah. What under the radar project did you enjoy working on that was either ahead of its time or didn't get the love it deserved?
Okay. Ahead of its time or didn't get the love it deserved. Honestly, it's hard to pick one. I feel like in general, our Patreon content for a while there that we were doing for a while there was very slept on by and large. And so in that comes BNC Presents on the whole, I think. Like that includes Stories for Cinema, that includes Tolkien, Black Girls, Fits and Giggles and stuff. I think for sure people who went there enjoyed it, and part of it is now slowly releasing that stuff to the public. But some of the stuff, even when we released it to the public, is not doing as well as I think it should. And like, there's back end conversations we can have about that, whatever. But like, it's good content, y'all. Y'all don't sleep on it. Like, it's so good and so much fun. We have a lot of fun doing the stuff, like basically just piggybacking off of what Nick and DJ were saying, but I didn't do Stories for Cinema. I did the other ones. And yeah, I think they're really good content. If you are still here and you're joining like the mess we're getting into now, it's that just about your other favorite properties. Yeah, that's my thoughts. That's my pick.
This is not necessarily over because we can do it again, but I had fun both this past year and the year before planning the like community creation month that we did, kind of aligned with Nano, kind of not. And I think that for folks that did it, it was useful, but like I would have liked to see more people get like hype about it. Because especially this, like Nick and I really worked to like, I don't know, make it like have levels to it. And so it's one of those things where like we play around in Discord and we do these different things. We do the stuff in the portal. And sometimes I feel like folks don't get to have the full experience if not enough people do it. Right. So it's like, yeah, it's useful. I did my thing, but it could have been this if like 5 more people had been in the space type of thing. So that's one thing that comes to mind.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. Next one. Since it's been 8 years since the beginning of BNC, is there anything you would share or any advice you would give yourself from 8 years ago when you were first starting?
Like, it is great to have all of this excitement and ideas, but you do not have to do all of the things, and you cannot do all of the things. And so maybe chill a little bit so you don't burn out. And also know when to wait for the right time to do certain things. Like, there is still an idea for a piece of content that Bayana and I came up with, or Bayana came up. I don't know who came up with, but
I think it's both of us.
Very, very early on, and we were like, we have to wait because it's ambitious, and we're still waiting. But I still really want to do it, and every once in a while, I get nervous, and I'm like, we should just do it so we stop saying we're going to do it and just actually do the thing, which is a big piece of advice as well. Is like we just sat in front of my computer and started with her team. Like we didn't even have mics at that time, I don't think. And I think that was great to like just do that thing, but we also like had a plan and knew what it was and knew the scope. And even though we didn't have like the best equipment and the best like we still don't have like the best setup and all that stuff, like we knew what we were doing and we knew that we could accomplish something as close to what we envisioned. But then there are some things that like we just don't have the resources to get close enough to our vision. And we should sit on those until we do and just have faith that we will at some point. But we don't have to do everything as soon as we think about it, especially because Portia will not stop having ideas. It's just like, girl, chill.
Yeah, I don't even understand how many ideas I keep to myself. I just be sitting,
which is scary. Scary.
And I'm also not the only idea haver either.
No, not at all. Yeah, I think I also would say, like, I don't know. I think there are some moments where I wish that we had like gone into certain things with more intention or more like broader or like thought process, I guess. And then also like not tying stuff too closely to one fandom because who knows what will happen and how
things could be quiet
feel
in that fandom for years, and you start to think that it's fine, and then all of a sudden
things happen. And so I think those would be the things. I think that's been like the last couple years us trying to figure out like, okay, you know, what are the fandoms we want to be in? What are the things that we want to talk about? But we could have done all that stuff a lot earlier. And that would have been cool. But also, like, you know, it was fun for the time that we had doing it. So I don't like regret it, but I think that would probably be advice that I would give myself.
Doing it earlier
what I know
would also mean not having to do it at the start of the pandemic at the height of Black Lives Matter.
That
was
too.
A lot that year.
In the same vein, I think that a thing that I like in hindsight, I think would have been useful to know would have been like, do not appear anywhere where they're not paying you to appear there.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, I was going to say be more purposeful with our partnerships. I wouldn't even say that was a partnership, to be clear, but in general, I feel like we've curated a pretty good core group of partners, and then we reach out to other people, which is always fun, definitely getting new people. But like our core group, the people that you see coming around all the time, like we keep them coming around and we stay coming around because they're really truly good people doing good work, who really walk the walk. They don't just talk the talk, you know,
and value each other and their time.
Yeah, and they value us and we value them and what they're contributing to the space. So I would have liked to curate that sooner.
Yeah.
The sad thing is like being in those spaces put us in place to like meet people. So it's like the experience helped, but it also did not at the same time.
I think that also comes with like not having to do everything at once. Okay. Sorry, someone is still crying. We could have been in those spaces and pulled back a lot because like just because we were excited about the thing didn't mean that they were honoring like the worth and the work that we put into it. And so like we could give you a taste, but we're not gonna give you the whole full buffet because yeah, it ends up being imbalanced. So
I'm pretty sure I know who said this, but when are y'all, and it's a few of us, gonna stop blocking your blessings and watch Korra?
I have tried to start it a few times, but I don't have.
You could ask me when I'm gonna finally watch any television, and my answer is
look, if y'all saw my watch list, y'all wouldn't be asking these questions.
Seriously.
Y'all would be like, oh, I'm so sorry. That is a lot. You right. It is a lot. There's a lot. But yes, I know. It's been on the list for a long time. The fact that I read the Kyoshi books before I watched Korra is shocking to me too. Like I didn't expect that. That was a plot twist. But soon, one day, you never know.
Korra is hard to get into. Like I don't think I got past like episode 7 or something like that in the first season. Like I don't think I'm that far in.
I hear
I'm not there too.
I heard
quality
the
varies.
next season is
Yeah.
like really good.
Yeah.
But like
you don't read the amount that we read or
when y'all gonna stop blocking y'all's blessings and watch more K-dramas? How about that?
Who can say? This year because I paid for Vicky.
How about all of y'all get on a WNBA League Pass plan and then come talk to me?
So we're just pressuring each other.
That sounds like Joey was like, I want to be a fan of this narrative.
Nope.
Star Trek?
I watched the animated one.
I would sooner watch Star Trek.
Listen,
the animated one is good. That
and I don't watch animated stuff.
That's on you, see? I was trying to meet you.
Meet me. I got you.
Meet you in the middle, man. Meet you right there in the middle.
Okay, real quick. Let's do this fun one real quick. So give each member a yearbook superlative. So one of us for each of these. Who's most likely to be a secret agent? I'm gonna put it in the chat. Most likely to have a knife on them, most likely to cry in front of a celebrity, most likely to know another language but not tell anyone, most likely to keep working on vacation, and most likely to sleep for 3 days.
Why are
this is low key?
Why are so many of these Delia though? Like most likely to be a secret agent, Delia. Most likely to have a knife on them, Delia, Nick. Most likely to cry in front of a celebrity, Robin. Most likely to know another language, not tell anyone, Bayana. Most likely to keep working on vacation, Bayana. Most likely to sleep for 3 days, Robin, Portia.
No, see,
DJ got
no, see, I
know.
Like,
See, I
like
think
for 3 days.
I feel like
like
Portia. I feel like
cold?
Portia.
But DJ might have a knife on her.
See, okay,
I
I think
DJ
Portia's
definitely
most
gonna
likely
have
to
a
be a
knife.
secret agent because Portia will just drop off the face of the earth.
No, Portia is the secret
and we'll
agent.
be
That's why
like,
I was
is
like,
she
that's definitely
cool?
Portia.
Portia's definitely the secret agent.
No, she's sleeping.
She's reading, but
That is a Carmen
reading.
Sandiego going
But
on.
do we know that? Do we know that to be true? Or
Right.
did you just tell us?
reading
she
on
wears
that-
a
on
lot
the
of
shit.
hats.
That's hilarious.
They could be covers. They could be
And
covers.
also the fact that you think that DJ would not cry in front of a celebrity is hilarious.
Oh no, I definitely
No,
think
no.
No,
DJ
that wasn't the question,
DJ
Nicole.
would not-
The question was
Most
not
likely-
would
most
I
likely-
cry. The question was
likely.
who is most likely, and
that's
Robin
definitely
is
Robin.
worse.
Robin has
Celebrity.
cried in front of Goofy multiple times, and that is a random.
Goofy
ass
is not a
person in
celebrity.
That's what I'm saying. That is a random person in a
Okay.
costume.
I feel like
I'm just saying, I've seen it
this
happen
is
twice.
He
in
hugs
person.
me.
This is the equal opportunity situation.
Why am I just like envisioning Robin being like, I too are?
No, I've seen it literally twice in person. I feel like, but also I think DJ is a close second because they're cancers. They
I
have
want to
They're
know why y'all think I got a
cancers.
knife on
The
me.
cancers.
I don't not have a knife on me, but I'm curious.
No, I feel like
You stay ready. You're a
stay
very
ready.
most
prepared
likely to have a
person.
knife. And you're a mom. Like I feel like you have like just like you're ready. That's like Nick said. You're
That's
ready.
one thing. You stay ready.
You stay
If
ready.
you grow up a New Yorker, I think people underestimate you to not think you have a blade on you. Like you don't grow up in New York and not have a blade somewhere. I just don't think 2 and 2 makes 4. Come on, let's do this.
I wouldn't sleep for 3 days. I sleep at weird hours, but not for 3 days.
Not 3 days. Yeah, I feel like it's hard because Delia is learning a new language and told us about it, but
Yeah,
I could
told us
also
about
see
it.
her not doing that, so it depends.
That's true. I do not be telling people stuff. Actually, you know what? Actually,
But
that is me. Not the language part, but
Diana also doesn't tell people stuff.
That's true, but usually because I forget. Or because I'm freaking out about it and I want to wait until I stop.
You're definitely
freaking out
most
about it
likely to
say
keep working on
something.
vacation though.
Yes,
That's you.
100%.
I feel like DJ is also likely to learn another language, but you would tell us. The not tell anyone is like where
I think I'm the most secretive of the bunch. So
yeah.
And BJ has the knife, so
but we're both
Delia's
fine.
Nick
not-
would also have a knife. I feel
Nick
like
would
Nick
also
would
have
Nick
a
is the knife.
But Nick would sleep for 3 days.
Oh, that's
Nick
true.
would definitely sleep for 3 days. Okay.
I thought we would all sleep for 3 days if we could openly sleep for 3 days. You know what I mean? Like I would love to sleep for 3 days.
I don't think Portia would.
all.
I
don't think Portia would.
Nick would sleep for 3 days with a knife by the bed. Like
See, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Nick would sleep for 3 days with the intent of like, I'm about to go on a
Take a
bender and be
nap.
up for 3 days.
Not Jerome in the chat exposing
Yeah.
DJ.
Very-
It's like, of
tasers.
course.
Oh wait,
You would
Sokka's
come
here.
in at this point for this question. They've been here the whole
Tasers.
time.
Also, Stacey, it is just you. It is not the same in LA. We have cars. We lock the door and we keep moving. It's just you. Stacey, the only one carrying it. Not the only one carrying a knife in LA, but like.
So what's the final answer? Because
Okay. Most
Okay.
likely to be a secret agent,
Portia.
Yeah, Portia.
Most likely to have a knife on them. I really feel like it's Nick, but
And I think it's DJ.
But I think it's DJ because everybody. It's one.
Because again, Nick is California. They would just.
But I
drive
was raised on the bus. I'm the first person.
yeah, Nick just said the other day. Oh, maybe that was in gaming.
That's
like
true.
they were.
I was about to
They
say
keep
I've
something
said
on
multiple
them.
times that I.
why are we doing East Coast
Bang
West
on
versus
you.
West Coast again? Like, what are we doing? Why are we perpetuating this cycle?
Okay,
No,
even
that's
split
the point.
too.
California
Yeah,
drive
even
a lot.
split, that's
But
wild.
My mom didn't drive, so I was on the bus.
Okay,
Meaning
so the knife, we're saying Nick.
I guess we can say nice.
I just keep thinking about
I think it's because it's factual based on my conversations with Nick.
going to Leaky and being in the Airbnb with like Maggie and folks and realizing after I got there that like I had to tell folks I had a weapon.
Y'all both with it.
New York. I'm telling you, New Yorkers who grew up in New York have a weapon.
They
on
say,
her right
oh
now.
my gosh.
I feel like DJ has a knife on her right now.
Like, Darren told me, he was like, ask your Bronx friend where she keeps her razor. And I was like, why you gotta do that though?
Oh my
Why
god.
Okay. Most likely to cry in front of a celebrity is
That's
Bayana. Most
What?
likely to
No.
know
No,
another
that's Robin. It was
language.
never
It was
anybody
just-
else.
she knows. She knows. She's just.
It's
she likes
just
to put it off
what is
on
that?
me.
It's what is it?
Foregone
Deflection.
conclusion. Oh,
Yeah.
she's deflecting. Yes.
Yeah.
Most
So
likely
are we
to know.
okay?
No,
So
another
we're saying
language
Guyana
not.
is 5 is the vacation.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
Delia
Bayana's
is
definitely the
4?
vacation.
No, because Delia did tell us about the language stuff.
But
That's what I'm
I feel
saying.
like they would
We
learn
should know
multiple
another one.
languages. Delia be like,
Ooh,
I'm
do
a
you
whole
know another
polyglot
one?
over there.
Right.
And
She's
Delia,
like
you
talking
know
about
I'm not
Korean,
telling him that.
and then she tells
I was
us
about to
like
say Delia, but see, I know about it,
also
so
know
it doesn't
German.
count. But do I know because I?
We
just
didn't
happen
know
to
where
remember?
in the country Delia was for like a good 6 months.
That's true.
That is
So
Okay.
true.
she could be in a
That's
different
definitely
country learning immersion, a different language. You would never know.
Y'all would never know. That's so true. I don't know what's
Never
wrong with
know.
me. Anyway, not Victor laughing in the background. Hey, A and B, A and B.
Okay, so then
well, we have it. And that's all.
yeah,
Yeah.
6.
Ooh,
There we
that
go.
was more difficult than I think. Though whoever asked planned on it, and it being because
I
they
know.
didn't realize
Like, we
all
got
y'all got
So many of
knives?
these could fit just so
That's
many different
wild.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
They do.
Okay, what upcoming BNC project are you most excited about? Well, have you heard of our BNC Baddie road trip? I'm excited about that.
I am very excited because Fits and Giggles is coming from behind the paywall and romance.
We
I will
love
not ask you to cuddle, marry, kill anyone. We're just cuddling over here. There's some
Great cozy
critical
stuff.
fandom.
Maybe
after
there's
all,
no.
so there is-
I was gonna say, is there no? Maybe there's no murder, but there maybe is the
Yeah.
other. two.
Even though I'm part of that, and currently we're in a writer strike, so who knows if that's even going to be good. But imagining that Rings of Power comes back and is good, which
Mhm.
not in the cards right now, but if
my-
it were to,
Nice.
it'd be Rings of Power that I'm most excited for about, or not Rings of Power,
Mm.
yes, but told to
Good.
Black folks, yeah,
Mhm.
because I am who I am, and it's Lord of the Rings all the time over here. Also, we don't have specific plans. Is that too much if we don't have specific plans? I'm just saying the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who is coming up. So
That's what I was going to say. I have a lot of catching up to do with Doctor Who, but I'm excited to do that over the summer. And I'm excited. We haven't like put anything on paper yet. So if y'all have ideas or interest, let us know. But excited to figure out something for that. I think that'll be fun. And all of the like TARDIS space stuff, I want to like lean into it more. So
yeah.
I'm also like really excited about the like Morrison reads that we've been doing. I know the first one, like we didn't get to have the meeting, but we're gonna have the next one soon. And I think it's an interesting like just structure to keep doing. You know, if we finish Morrison, do we do someone else? But like I am kind of taking a lot away from it, reading individually, and excited to talk with people about it. And so that's a different way to think about like critical fandom for me. And what does that look like? And I'm thinking about like authors that we could do next. So
I'm thinking through what's going on. There's just so much stuff going on. I think there's some interesting stuff that's probably going to be coming up soon that you'll see from Wizard Team. And some of these road trip perks are really fun perks that I really want to see come into fruition. So, yeah.
Got lots of good stuff coming down the pike is what we're basically saying.
There's some side quests, and those side quests are some real interesting side quests. And Britt, you're never too late to join a read.
Never.
That's true. So true. Very true. Wow, so many truths dropped in this live stream.
So many truths dropped, so many relationships broken.
The road trip is not code for something. We could promo it one more time. We announced in this live stream we're doing a BNC baddie road trip quest for $1,000. Basically, it's a road trip so we can collect $1,000 a month on Patreon, which will help us do lots of stuff like upgrade our equipment, make our content more accessible. It's going to be all summer long. We're going to be hitting those milestones, hopefully. And with each milestone will come fun events and content. And we also have side quests. So that is, the road trip is not code. The road trip is an exciting time. So if you aren't a BNC baddie, all you got to do is go over to patreon.com/blacknerdscreate and become a patron. That's how you become a BNC baddie, and you can support everything we do here. Period. That's it.
Tell a friend. Bring them on the road with us.
Okay, Stacy had asked, what was the most surprising but enjoyable part of creating the podcast and community?
Which podcast? I'm just kidding. I know what they're talking about. But
yeah, I feel like well, I would say not to do this. Very sorry. But just like the folks we've like brought on and like having this community and like all of y'all are my homies and Connie's in the chat. Like we've all Delia said bye. But I'm serious. Like that's not something that I expected. Like when Robin and I started this, it was like me and Robin doing this thing and it's like us together. And then like we've kind of just picked people up along the way. And that was not originally in the plan, but has been cool.
Yeah. Same. I think. Like,
I said it in the
really
least way that I could.
Good answer, considering we're all sitting right here.
Play to your audience.
Anyone else have anything before I do the next one?
Nope.
Okay. What is the biggest thing that you feel BNC has accomplished in these 8 years?
I think this.
Yeah.
Like growing the community, having met all of these people, having had friends to just like explore our interest with, having people like put me on a new interest. Like, I I'm a completely different person than I was when we started this whole thing. And like, I did a lot of stuff because I thought, like, why not? I have like a crew backing me up. So like, it just gave me a lot of confidence to do things that I always thought about doing or wanting to do. But yeah.
I agree. I would say our biggest accomplishment is the community, curating a space where folks feel safe to engage in critical fandom. I think also we've done a lot in furthering the idea of critical fandom, specifically teaching folks, because I know a lot of folks have come and gone from our community, and that's fine, but I've come just as a casual fan and learned about critical fandom and learned how to engage with properties. Yeah, like thoughtfully. Because, you know, a lot of people might hear critical fandom like, oh, well, is that really fandom? It's like, yes, we love the thing so much. We're going to critique it and say what we don't like about it, push for better representation, push for better. Like, just because, like, I don't know, trying to think of a good example. Like, if Rings of Power, I mean, that's kind of a good example. You can't just like make some of the elves black and it's like, ooh, you woke now. Like, you got to do the work. And it's arguable whether or not they are. But I think we've taught people and gathered a community who understands that, like, yeah, I can call for Rings of Power to like do better, because I'd rather have no representation than bad representation. Well, I'm speaking for myself there. I'd rather have no representation than bad representation. And I think that's really neat, because I don't think very many corners of the internet engage in that specifically. And I think it's also just a safe space for people to come and chill. Like, of course, it's a community, so, you know, there's dynamics and stuff. People like come and go, and that's fine. Like, you need to find your spot online, but I just think it's really cool that so many have found this spot.
Yeah. Bink spoke to mine, which I think is like connected to yours, but is like a part of the community thing. I think that BNC sometimes doesn't give itself enough credit, like, you know, giving itself enough credit, and like it's hard to gather like the data around it, right? But about the like skill development piece and the exchange of resources piece, like I think that a lot of folks, including us, like we've all developed in our like skill as creators and the things that we're doing. Like Delia was just talking about, like, you're doing your first solo project, like Robin was saying, like, when y'all started, you didn't even have mics. And now we're like, okay, we need this much money to fund these things, to do this work. Like, we have a different frame of reference for like the work we want to do, what it's going to take, how to move forward. And we all come in with different skills. Like, Nick has all this tech skill and this like website building skill. And we'll come and be like, I need help with the people stuff, yo. And like, but even that is like a skill development, right? And so I just thinking about how in such a short time, like I came in from sort of like a, you know, a casual, I write sometimes, I have this blog that I don't expect anyone to read. Don't make that up, that's why, like literally I was like chilling on Twitter, and then I was like, oh, here's a place, right? And then people come in, and being in a space that allows you to just like at your own pace kind of build that confidence and like have folks like read your stuff and engage with whatever. And like I think that every time someone comes in and like shares a new project, or like comes in as like, I'm doing this new thing, like I'm on Twitch, like what? I would never have been like, oh, I'm going to be on Twitch doing this thing, whatever. So anyway, I'm not going to keep rambling about it, but I do think that like both by like modeling that process of trying things and doing something else and exploring different types of creation, and then making space for folks to do it. Like, I don't think there's a lot of places for that, at least that are free and that are like not, you know, competitive, like I got to beat somebody out, right? Like, I don't think that there are spaces with this energy that are genuinely like, oh, cool, like this person wants to start a podcast, this person wants to do this thing, how do we rally? So
I think that's another thing, real quick, I know, and we can move on, but I just also wanted to highlight that because DJ made the point about it's not competitive. And that is something we really believe in, is, you know, propping up creators. There can be, society wants there to be just one black of everything. but we're like, no, we could all come up. Like, I want to see 100 Black Harry Potter podcasts. I mean, not now, but at the time, I want to see 100 Black Harry Potter podcasts.
You're like, no, take it back.
Not now. It's not now. That was just an example. Like, you know, Black fantasy stuff, like YouTube series. Like, I want to see it all. And so I really like that we have a community that's like, hey, I'm starting a podcast, or hey, I like, we have a lot of freelance writers in the community that like do articles and stuff. And instead of like competing, people drop opportunities, or like, this is not really my, I don't know what y'all call it, beats. I don't know. This is not really my thing, but I saw this opportunity, so I'm gonna drop it because I know some of y'all on here are interested in that stuff. And I think that's also really special because as creators online, like from spaces I've seen, that is also not very common.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Victor for this one. I don't know if he knows what he's done, but
he does not.
I have to go. So I'm gonna
wait.
First,
answer. Yeah.
Then, yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, most of you have books in the background. So what is the latest book you read, and would you recommend it?
Well, I've been
we started this off with that.
Yeah, I've been reading this Magiford series. I think the latest book I read is called The Queen's Crown or something like that. And it's about half-fae who becomes the queen of the Night Court and is trying to save it. And it is in a universe of fae, werewolves, shifters, wizards, etc. I would recommend it. It's a digital only. It's not like, I don't think you can even go to like to a store and like buy it. It's by K.M. Shea. And if you like bonkers urban fantasy, it's not even that bonkers. It's pretty funny. I love it for me. They have trash griffins. So it's a griffin, but it's a half pigeon, half raccoon. Like, come on. That's awesome. So it's the latest thing that I've read, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Before you go, Rob, something that may make you happy is that I finally read When Dimple Met Rishi.
Oh.
That was actually my last read.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read that one, right?
I haven't read that one yet.
I thought you were like, oh, okay. I
it's
thought
on
you
my
were like
TBR of like
forever.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it.
In 2017, when that book came out, Robin was talking about that book, and that's why that's in my head. And didn't get around to it till this week.
Mm-hmm.
I still have books from when we went to ALA that I haven't read. So
yeah,
you know. But yeah. I just want to thank you guys all so much. My niece actually has a birthday as well, but she's 7 and her bedtime is coming up, so I gotta go because I'm gonna miss it completely. But thank you, everyone. And I mean, they'll still be here, but like, this is wonderful. Happy birthday, us. Yay.
Yay. The last book I read was Blood Debts, by Terry J. Benton Walker. It's a long name. I liked it. It was good. I would recommend it. It's like Black witches in New Orleans, and there's revenge and blood, and yeah, it was.
So how much blood?
I mean, it's not that bad.
I think it's equal amounts blood and fire.
Yeah. There's some necromancy in there. But it's not
like a gore fest. It's like
yeah.
If there's violence happens, blood spills out.
Yeah. Okay. But it's not like the whole thing. It's not like Game of Thrones or something, people just getting their heads chopped off left and right.
It's not like
it's YA, so it's, you know.
It's not Danny eating a horse's heart. It's like
yeah.
Regular violence. But it was like my favorite depiction of a magical New Orleans so far. So I think I haven't seen a better magical New Orleans yet.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really good. It was dope. I'm currently reading The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, and I just have to shout it out. I'm not done yet, but I really love this author, so I'm having a great time. And that one's about a retired pirate who goes on one last job. And so she's like, yeah, she's on this magical journey and she's terrified, doesn't want to be there. And I love the way it's written because it's written like she's telling someone her story. so that it like the way that it's written is really interesting, and that like she's talking to someone. So yeah, it's great. And Shannon Chakraborty is, I think, one of my favorite authors at this point. So based on what, you know, this is her second series, but all the other ones hit.
For that book, I think that was interesting is that what like the person you meet the person that she's talking to within the story, and the side characters are just as interesting, or if not more, than the main character.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to kind of like get to know the whole relationships going on there.
Yeah. And she did a ridiculous amount of research. I just can't even. It's set in like 12th century, like Indian Ocean. So like all of the countries that were that surround the Indian Ocean, and it's like she had to do so much research to like make this, like it's a fantasy, but it's still like a historical fantasy. So that is also kind of wild to think about as I'm reading. Is like, how did you even like? I think there might be like a book list or something at the end, but I'm just like, how did you even find all this information to then be able to write this thing? So yeah.
The last book I read, my books are on pause because I launched a podcast, and then now that that's kind of like, okay, I have some time. Tears of the Kingdom came out, so I'm not currently reading nothing. But the last books I read were the Kyoshi books, and they were super duper great. And y'all would know that because we did a fandom function, which is one of the perks of being a BNC baddie. You can get monthly live streams from us where we just fan out about random things, one-off topics that really wouldn't fit in any of our other content, but we can cover a broader swath of topics. And that was kind of in conjunction with World Book Day, and that was last month. And I will summarize my thoughts, which is Kyoshi the greatest. Period.
No, there is no better.
It's not.
So, like I said, I've been doing the Morrison read, and I'm kind of not great with the months, so I will like not read one and then read a bunch together. The last book I read was Tar Baby. Would I recommend it? I mean, I think it depends on what you are looking for. It was like, I think I would recommend it if you are interested in the like writing of it. Like, how do you take characters that are not actually enjoyable people and have a story that like, I was invested in this storyline, even though all the characters kind of made me mad and some of it made me uncomfortable, but that's what Morrison does. It's like makes you uncomfortable. Of the four that I've read so far, I think Song of Solomon is my favorite of that group. But aside from Morrison, in March, I read this lovely text that you may have seen me talk about before. It's called Revolutionary Mothering, Love on the Front Lines. And my coworkers at the time gave this to me when I had JL 7 years ago. And it was like a crazy cool gift for them to give and to begin with. And I didn't have the time to really sit down with it in full until this year. Anyway, it's an anthology. There's poems, there's short stories, there's whatever from queer moms or people that are mothering. So, one thing it does is it breaks down like the definition of mothering and talks about how mothering is like a very queer act. And it has been the most grounding thing that I've probably read in the last few years, where I have been like looking for something that will help me not completely like lose faith and feel like crap for bringing children into this crazy world. And then also just think about how to like organize and make art and like do something really cool. So there's a lot of cool feminist theory in there. There's a lot of like really cool, smart queer writers, and it's a fast read. And you also don't have to like do it all at once. Like it's just a really well done anthology. So even if you're not a parent, I think it's worth reading. I think it'll help you if you're someone that's like into activism or organizing. It might help you think differently about like what those spaces can look like and what it looks like to include folks that are usually excluded or whose work is not seen as like activist work when it is. So it was very good.
It sounds super interesting. I'm curious. How did you come across this book?
It was gifted to me. Like, and that's like, I don't know enough like queer feminist thinkers, especially that are like also moms. So anyway, I don't think I would have been able to find it myself. And oftentimes when I talk about it, even folks that are like into the same stuff have not necessarily heard about it. But I just worked with some cool ass people that like when it was coming out knew, and they gifted it to me, and I've just been carrying it around. It's been like my comfort, like, oh, I'll read it someday. And apparently the universe knew that 2023 was the year that I needed to like sit down with it and crack it open. So. And now I followed a bunch of the authors on Twitter. So if that's more your speed and you're like, I don't have time to read this, DJ, I don't have time for this, but you want to like see the like stuff that they're talking about and whatever, I can drop the links for like the folks that are on different socials.
That'd be very cool.
I'm trying to remember what I've read recently. I'm currently reading The Enchanted Hacienda by J.C. Cervantes. And it is, I did not realize it was a romance, but it's basically a romance book about this woman who is fired as a book editor in New York and returns to her family's family flower farm in Mexico. And it's magic. It's like enchanted, like literally enchanted. And all of her family, they're all named. It's giving like Encanto vibes in the fact that like all of her family have magical gifts that are related to flowers. They're all named after flowers. But she's the only one who doesn't. And it seems like there's a reason why she doesn't have a magical gift. And she's also like a stagnant writer, and as a stagnant writer of sometimes it's really interesting hearing her process because she's getting like inspired to like write a really cute line and like or like write like a new like story concept, but then she'll like have a block and she won't write, and then when she gets to the farm, all of a sudden all these like magical things start happening and start unraveling for her writing process as well. So I'm still in the middle of it. She has like this mysterious, dark, moody stranger that meets her in a bar, and now she's like dancing with him in Canada for his family thing.
Ooh.
So that's where I am so far. I haven't finished it yet.
Victor said that he hears that you read about 100 books a month, which is true.
Anytime anyone tells me that, I'm like, oh, they'll be like, oh, you're reading, and I'm like, no, not quite.
I have a problem. It's fine. It's, I'm managing it to an extent, and I think I keep saying this, but I think after this month I'll be caught up to a lot of like the goals I set for myself in my brain. At the same time, I currently have read around like 40 books a month in the past couple of months.
40, you said?
So yeah.
Dang. That's wild.
That's where I'm at. But there's so many good books, and also I'm getting through some clunkers at the same time. So it's kind of like drop one, pick one up, see where we go.
So you're literally reading at least a book a day.
Maybe 2 sometimes.
I DNF some stuff, and then I also I have been reading novellas too. Like I just read this really good one. It was 76 pages, so very, very short, and it was basically just a story about a character who is like in a time, it's like somewhat futuristic, but somewhat like I don't know, it's like an unnamed time period, and they are working in sex work, but for like some really awful rich people. And it's like a mystery of like, why did one of their co-workers get murdered, but then also come back to life? And then you kind of like, for 76 pages, you're kind of just like, because she gets revenge and she's taking out people. At the same time, they're trying to keep it quiet that she's alive. And it's this whole thing that happens in 76 pages.
Well, sounds dope.
Wait, I didn't see where the debate happened. Is someone on my side when it comes to killing?
I told you there are community members on your side, but y'all all wrong. But they there.
Sorrows, prayers, indeed, Sasaka.
Wow.
Cold
Okay, we're now
at time. Is that the we're leaving on?
Way over time. It's way over time. I had to like order food. I was supposed to cook, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna happen." And so I was just like sitting here trying to order food. But thank y'all for joining us for our birthday celebration. I don't know why we thought we could do this in under 2 hours. Me thought we could do this in under 2 hours. Don't forget to join our baddie road trip. You can become a BNC baddie at any tier, and help us get to 1,000. The campaign will be running all summer, so support. Stay tuned for content unlocking and milestones and stuff. And super excited about that.
Are we announcing the stops? Like DJ wanted to announce the last stop.
We have. I'm trying to think of like the way we would do that. We have I did forget. So we do have like options for content unlocking. And so when you become a baddie, you'll be able to vote on which content will unlock when we reach certain milestones. So our first one is 700 a month. And so when we get there, like baddies will be able to vote on which content you want to unlock, and then we'll unlock it, and it'll be fun for everybody. And then if you're unable to make the monthly commitment, but you still want to support, you can always shoot us a tip. You can do that at blacknerdscreate.com/support. And then as always, you can find us at blacknerdscreate.com, on Twitter at BLKNerdsCreate, and on Instagram and Tumblr at BlackNerdsCreate. So yeah, I think that's it.
Piana's going to drop a link to our birthday page in the chat.
Yes, let me do that.
So y'all can go to it. Keep up with the fun. Thanks for coming, y'all. This has been fun. I guess we'll catch you around next year for 9. That's wild. But apparently that's how time works. That's what I'm told. That's
how plan an in-person conference for 10, right, Bayana?
That's what I heard. That is what I heard.
100% no. I'm not planning it. I'll show up. If it's already planned, I'll be there. But
what year will be that? That'll be 2025. That's weird. I don't like that actually.
This is my entire 20s. That's a thing. We started this when I was 21. Now I'm 29. Cool, so that is
cool. The like resume built like that's like a
it's kind of wild. It was very wild.
I was counting about like Aminata years, like whatever. I remember hearing like 4-year-old Aminata on a podcast, and so like now I'm like, that's
about
a lot.
To be 11. She's about to graduate elementary school.
Not matriculation. Absolutely not. Canceled. We're gonna have to shut the whole thing down. That's it. If we shut the whole thing down, time might stop. Fingers crossed.
And on that note,
bye. And on that note, bye everyone.